if you want to have your monies there, it costs you another £5 a month. But at the moment, until I get them all on there, I'm not worrying about the money. I'm not going to worry about the value, sort of thing, you know. But that's just a bit.
Good. So, does your mother smell of elderberries then, Kyle?
Yeah.
Did you celebrate Easter in a proper way by watching Life of Brian?
Sadly, I was going to do that in honor of my mom, but it was just too busy. So, then I'm guessing my grandnephew went through her tablet and turned some stuff on. I showed you the other day. I was kind of freaked out. 6 months after my mom died, there she was on Facebook Messenger. So,
yeah,
that was an attention getter. So is Mark going to join us from the road, or? Is Mark going to join us from the road by chance, or?
Oh yeah, he's gone to has he gone away already to Europe? Has he?
I think he has.
Yeah, hasn't
he? He acknowledged the message in the chat though, so he's seen that. But whether he can go live is none about it. Depends on the area, I suppose.
On the road.
Depends how his internet is.
Yeah. But Darren hasn't acknowledged again, so.
Bill is.
Anything on the show? I'm currently watching the new Shazam movie. So what so far?
Yeah, I haven't got around to buying it actually. I meant to. Or I may have bought it. I haven't watched it yet. No, I mean I probably had bought it. I had the bloody like I've got piles of comics I haven't read. I've got piles of DVDs I haven't watched as well.
Yeah, I'm watching it on Amazon at the moment.
Yeah,
I forgot it was on there. I've been watching all these crappy horror movies. Literally, just watching them. It's like I'm just going to watch it to the end, even though it's rubbish. I'm not paying any attention whatsoever. I'm going to watch it to the bloody end just to blink in spite here.
What is this new one? It's the very old ones. Is it new stuff? Horror films. Is it new stuff or very old ones?
Yeah, it's new stuff. It's like such crappy B-movie things. You know what I mean? The acting's terrible. The special effects are crap. Story makes no sense. You know, it's just poor films. I forgot that Shazam was on there. I've got to watch that first.
No, so
I
last week
watching the Superman and Lois. Not really. It's all right, but I'm not really enjoying it. It's kind of like I find the two kids in there rather annoying. That dynamic of like teenage kids is like screw that.
Yeah,
rather boring.
Well, you remember your childhood? Is that what it is? Or your teenage?
I remember why I never bothered any kids. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Let them do things that they wouldn't let them do in the comic books. You'd never let them done that in the comic books. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff they get away with. Hello, Juan.
Hello, Juan.
Hola.
Hello.
Hey.
I thought you were Juan Kerr.
Yeah, normally.
How's your travels been?
Yeah, good. We just arrived 2 nights on the ferry. Arrived this morning.
I didn't realize it was so long on the ferry. So are you Spain? Are you in or Portugal? Where you at?
Yeah. So we went from Portsmouth to Santander in northern Spain.
Right.
And then we've come to a beautiful campsite.
It's what the bank's named after.
How was your sea legs?
Sea legs were good. It was slightly choppy across the Bay of Biscay, but I'm reasonably good on sea.
Yeah, I'd much rather be on sea than in the air. Put it that way.
Yeah, me too.
The only time I throw up more or less on a ferry is because I've drunk copious amounts of alcohol.
Absolutely.
And that's happened a few times. I've thrown up more on the ferry than I haven't, and it's not to do with being seasick. It's always been to do with alcohol. In my youth, mainly though. In my youth.
Yeah, doing the booze cruise.
Oh god, yeah. You get on board this boat and you start drinking straight away, and yeah, not good.
Here's the view. Here's the view from the camper van.
Nice. Is that what? Is that the sea or is that a river?
That's the sea.
So right on the coast.
What sea is it?
That's the. It's looking out. Basically, it's the Atlantic, but it's the Bay of Biscay.
Right. Nice. Have you planned your itinerary out? You staying at that site for a while, or are you moving around?
Yeah. So all we do is we booked this before we came out because it's about 60 miles from Santander. Going to stay here until Friday. 2 nights here. Going to go a bit further up the coast, and then we're going to go to a place called A Coruña, which we've been to before. And then we're going to drop down to Portugal.
Cool. Are you going to do the Macarena in A Coruña?
Macarena and A Coruña. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, you ought to have Paolo bring you some comic books when you hit Portugal. See if you get close.
Well, he's in Portugal, isn't he? Yeah, he's in Lisbon. Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where he lives, but I know he's in Portugal.
I think he's in Lisbon.
Okay, you're not going near Lisbon then?
Yeah, we're going to go to Lisbon. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I've holiday in Lisbon a couple of times, I think. My dad used to take us to Portugal a couple of times. So I think we went to Lisbon both times. It was all dusty streets back when I went. Seemed like it anyway.
I like Lisbons, but they don't like men.
Deary me. Deary me. Honestly.
I went to Portugal for a week. It was the first time I'd seen a bullfight because they don't kill them in Portugal like they do in Spain, do they? Yeah, but it was
not seen a bullfight in either country, so I don't know.
So it was,
and a clear in Spain.
It's not something I would want to see again. I mean, it's still cruel to them. They just don't kill them.
Yeah.
Something I will see.
Yeah.
Have you been to a bullfight, Mark?
No, I'm not allowed to go. It's I've got too many vegetarians and women in my life who would probably send me to
Coventry. I'd want to see it.
Bullfight.
I don't think I'd want to see it anyway.
No, it's not something I would go and see again. It's just because you're there, and it's one of those things.
Yeah, I do. It's something I would go to, Terry, if it wasn't for the. It wasn't for the females in my life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This brings up the one book that I received this week. I forgot I'd even ordered this, but it's kind of appropriate for this conversation we're having. It's Animal Man, of course, who is a vegetarian himself. He wouldn't go to a bullfight either, I don't think.
No.
So Animal number one.
Good book. Brian Boland.
Yeah.
Did Animal Man ever meet Animal Mineral? Yeah, I can't even say it.
Animal Vegetable Mineral Man.
Yeah.
I have no idea, mate. I'm not too sure, to be honest.
I've just been doing just doing the scripts for Detective, and that was just, I can't remember. I'll get mixed up now, but I think about the Animal Man. I didn't realise that after he'd been in Strange Adventures for those 4 issues, they never used him for years afterwards. And then they used him in about 3 or 4 more stories, and they never used him again until that came out.
Yeah, I don't think he was super used, to be honest. But I know he was a backup at one point, and I just put a comic away where he was guest in the Wonder Woman comic.
Yeah. That's it. He did. That was after Strange Adventures. He did a few issues in the back of Wonder Woman, and then that was it. Yeah. And again, you didn't see
he was pretty useless. He was pretty useless back in the day because the animal they got the powers from had to be within like 100 yards or something. So he could only get powers from an animal if they were in close proximity. Yeah. It wasn't until later on, I think around this run, that they decided to let him have a little bit more, range.
he gets his powers now like Swamp Thing gets his powers from the green. He gets his powers from the red.
I think. Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah.
So that covers all. That covers everything there. So.
Yeah, anything animalistic. And then you've got Buana Beast, who's now called Freedom Beast. He's got similar powers, and of course you've got Vixen, who's got the Tantu Totem, whatever it's called. It gives her the same powers as well.
Yeah.
So there's a few overlappers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it all sprung from the idea of the Golden Gorilla, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah,
Golden Gorilla. Don't know him.
Kongorilla.
Kongorilla. I know Kongorilla.
It was called the Golden Gorilla originally. It wasn't until he was Kongorilla when they was able to change over.
Right.
So, Congo Bill changed over.
Yeah,
but I think that's where part of the idea spawned from for Animal Man.
Yeah. I thought he had to drink some Umbongo. Umbongo. Jim from the Congo or something like that.
Umbongo.
I mean, to be honest, it sounds awful now, but all he had to do was rub his ring.
Yeah, Jim Kiora when he turns into Umbongo Man. Umbongo Jim.
So you just had to...
Umbongo Bill, that's it. Oh, I've been trying to mess around with some comics. I had a load of so here's the thing. I bought a load of Marvels recently, pretty cheap. I got a load of Daredevil. I got a load of Thor. Got a load of Spider-Man, and literally every single box that I had that had those comics in is already full to the brim. And I've now got like another stack like that to try and put in the box, and so it's just ain't gonna work. So I've currently got piles of comics sitting there up there. I'll have to get another box or something for them. I've moved the Spider-Man and Spider-Man into Daredevil's old short box. And now there's room in there for the rest of the Web Spider-Man run and the Spider-Man.
Yeah, and box sorting.
Yeah. Box sorting.
Yes.
It's
Splash out buy another one.
Fun.
No,
I'm in threes, it's cheaper.
Because I need the headphones, I can't hear people.
Vitamin Freeze?
I said buy the boxes in threes, it's cheaper.
Yeah. It's got room to put the bloody thing at the moment, to be honest. I mean, one day I'll probably sell all my Marvels or something, so I've got more room for my DCs. Who knows?
Yeah.
As long as I'm still capable of squeezing in the door, I'll carry on collecting. You got anything new this week?
Well, I'm trying to catch up with all the new stuff. So at the moment, I had got some stuff on order, mainly because when I was going through this thing, I said that CLZ. When I was doing that, and I started cataloguing books, and I've been putting them in fresh boxes, calling them a different number and everything else sort of thing. So I gradually know where everything is. When I was doing that, I realised there was some collections that I hadn't actually got the full run. I mean, I had an X-Files one, that, as far as I was concerned, it finished at issue 12.
Yeah.
And the reason I thought that was because after finding out, issue 13 came out about 8 months later. So, of course, I was concerned that number 12 was the last one, so I never had thought about it anymore. And it wasn't until
I expect from the Twilight Zone, mate.
Yeah, it wasn't until I put them on CLZ, and it comes up with 5 more issues. Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
I found them on my comic shop, in America, and also there was another series that again I thought had finished. It was one of these Fable series. And so I got those there, and I've added them all to my comic shop. And actually, the price, I thought, well, I'll try that first of all, and then if the carriage is too much, then I won't bother. But actually, the carriage just works out just over 20 quid, which ain't bad. Not nowadays from the States. 20 quid's not bad at all. And I mean, I'm buying 20 books as well. So I mean, it basically cost me £1 a book to have them delivered, and they were cheap anyway.
Yeah. The thing is, you have to consider though, Terry, are there really 5 more copies of that issue, Or have you just entered the Twilight Zone?
No, they really are. Well, the trouble, the only annoying part about it was they only had 4 of the 5, so I've still got one to get.
I just looked online and there's only 12, mate. I reckon you've entered the Twilight Zone. When that last one turns up, you're going to get sucked into a void.
Have you got
put the correct one in, though?
Have you got -1 and 0?
Well, that's I've got that series. I've got that series. This one was just called IDW Publishing. They just called it X-Files IDW Publishing. It's because the other one's called Volume 1, but this is just called IDW Publishing. There were 17 of them. And
have you got the non-Euclidean numbers?
I've got 12. I've got I've ordered 4. So issue 17, I'm still missing. And the only I've seen one of them on eBay. And it's one of those ones where it's like it's about half a dozen quid for the thing itself, but it's $60 to post it, and I'll stuff that.
Someone else has entered the Twilight Zone. I think I've confused the Twilight Zone with the X-Files there. Did you mention the Twilight Zone as well? Do I imagine that?
No, you imagined it. You were talking about the Twilight Zone. I wasn't.
I was talking about the Twilight Zone. You were talking about the X-Files. I don't know where I went there.
Again, that's another one. I have got, as far as I know, all of the comics in that series of the Twilight Zone, because they do lots of one-shots they brought out and everything else. But I'm dreading sticking them on this bloody CLZ thing. Find out there's some that I haven't got.
Have you planned out all the comic shops en route, Mark, or isn't there any?
No, so there'll definitely be some in Lisbon. So yeah, I'll try and go to some in Lisbon. You don't get that many in Spain, and when you do get them, they're all modern comics and Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Very few European comic shops do back issues.
Yeah. Who's
So,
that?
yeah.
Who's that? Manara? Is he Spanish? Manara, or is he Italian?
Milo Manara, I think he's Italian.
Ah, fair enough. You won't find any of them there then. I was trying to think of something you might be able to find there. Hello, MJ Comics.
Hi, James.
Paolo should be able to tell us.
Trying to think of the other one, but he's French. I was thinking of the other one who's French, but I can't remember what his name is now. Mobius. He's French.
Mobius. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, I bought Mobius in France.
Yeah. Can't think of any Spanish creators. Never mind. Maybe Dali did a comic. Did Dali do an underground comic?
No. I'm not aware of any Dali comics, which is a shame, really. He'd have been good, wouldn't he?
It'd be Melty Clock Adventures or something like that.
Yeah, on Alan's, it wasn't his latest video. There was a video before last. He showed a Dali style comic. I mean,
yes. There's a Nick Fury, one of the early Nick Furies. Steranko does a Dali cover as well.
Yeah, that's
issue 7. He does a variation of Claw.
White and black.
Is that the one with all the box structures that he's standing on? Is that the Dali you're talking about?
Yeah.
There's a Blue Beetle one where he's fighting Kronos and there's all these melted clocks hanging off of trees. So that's obviously influenced somewhat by Dali, but that's about as close as I can think. Talking of art, it's the Leonardo da Vinci. It's the Mona Lisa.
How many have you got now?
I've got all of them. Now I've got that Bob Hope one. I've got all of them. I've just got to find where they are. That's all. I might dig them out. So when what do you call it comes up next, the Slinger's Choice comes up next. Yeah, I've got my parachute ones out today. Even though I'm not going to do it this Saturday because I'm going to my dad's, so I'm not going to be able to do cover slingers. And I've just looked at them. They're like a load of yellow background. It's like, oh screw it, I just got to go with them. What can I do? You know, it's like
just go with them.
What's Matilda got against yellow background?
Aren't open. The parachutes aren't open yet, but it's just yellow. Matilda will just go.
What's she got against yellow backgrounds?
I don't know. He just makes it hard to choose. She has to have something to knock points off for.
Well, theoretically, it's because it reminds her of a Yuri. But
it's like sunshine yellow. It's like sunflower yellow. Yeah, it's anything yellow. Yeah.
I think yellow covers are great.
Yeah, quite often.
Go back
You don't
now.
even think about it, really, do you? When you're picking your comics, you don't even think about it, and it's only till you remember. Oh yeah, Matilda don't like yellow. Oh bugger. Never mind. I've got 6 or 7.
Yellow covers usually really pop.
Yeah. Oh well. I might as well open a box. Let's try and find a box to show stuff off.
Yeah.
Great. I've got a few bits and pieces I'm going to be interested in. So, anybody know about these ones?
Let's have a look.
We have Bill and Ted are doomed.
All right. Is that a full series? Is it?
Yeah, there was just a mini series for. But this is why I'm sorting out my boxes, because I've got a collection of Bill and Ted's one shots and a mini series in one box, and then I found these in another. So these need to go in that box. I'm going to sort them out.
So when you buy these like TV tie-ins and film tie-ins and that, because you have quite a few of them, don't you? Is it because you like the franchise already, and that's why you go out and seek them out? Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious, but cool.
Yeah, it just makes me think of some small world crap. I went to tiny town school in the south side of Indianapolis. And a kid that I went to school with and did school plays with and stuff is the manager of Alex Winter.
All right.
Bill S. Preston.
The actor. Right,
He's the manager of that. He's actually his agent. Just wrapping my head around that is just nuts. This snot-nosed kid I grew up with in Podunk, Indiana, books him doing stuff.
Nancy in Hell.
Nancy in Hell?
Mm-hmm.
What is she from? Is she just a made-up character?
Yeah. So it's just a mini series. No, it sold well enough that they made 2 mini series out of it.
It's not the Nancy that Sid Fisher's killed.
No, I don't think so.
El Sid and Nancy.
What the hell is it?
So it's from Image.
Oh, hey, have a crossover with.
She's literally in hell, fighting her way back out of it again.
Right.
Have a crossover with her and SpongeBob.
But
Sorry?
She's pretty good. I mean, obviously the covers catch your eye somewhat.
Yeah.
Have a crossover with her and SpongeBob.
Why is that?
Yeah, that'll really work.
Spongin. Her name is Nancy Sponge. Her name Nancy Spongin is.
Oh, the one that got killed by Sid Vicious. Okay, fair enough.
Buy them. I'll pick that one up.
Cheeky.
When they've done like the old posters.
How do you order your comics, Terry? Do you because you seem to love your finger on the pulse of all across the companies? Do you have like a site that you go to see all that's coming out in the week?
The company I use now is Peebles Comics and Games. They're up in Scotland. Well, Peebles, Scotland, and I've been using them for best part of a year now. But I mean, I used to go and I used to read all of the. Or we used to get the big sort of like books.
Previews.
Go through this.
Right.
This was a one shot. So she proved such a popular character, this because they Image sold her to someone else. And then they came Amigo Comics.
I've never heard of her.
No.
Either way, I think you've always got a chance of a sexy woman like with lots of blood. There's always a chance that you'll get enough, young men to buy it, isn't there? Really.
It's just, I think they're fun stories. They're not,
Yeah.
I mean that one shot there is actually how she gets out of hell and sort of sorts it all out. But
is it a sort of zombie tramp? Me too.
I suppose she starts off being dead. Yeah. So she is dead in hell, but then she gets recompense. That's the last issue.
I'm guessing it borrows heavily from Dante's Inferno.
Maybe.
You're actually not far out. actually, Carl. It's to say there is a little bit of that kind of thing in there. But she fights her way out and helps others do the same and all the rest of it, sort of thing. Because I mean, she actually meets Jesus there, or somebody that they don't say he is Jesus, but
no, he was only there for 3 days, surely.
But you've got the idea that's who it is, but they don't actually name him. But
Jesus only went there for a weekend break. He came back pretty soon, you know.
But no, it's just little odds and sods that you find at the. But I had where is it? This is 3. I'll tell you what. This is worth getting and reading. Have you ever seen these? It's called Tankers.
Oh yeah, I've got that. Yeah, I've got it. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it sci-fi?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Going back in, so they've gone back to prehistoric times.
Wow, you like Flesh? The old 2000 AD story.
They're mining because they're going back to prehistoric times to mine oil.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Surely there shouldn't be any oil at that point, because the oil comes from the dinosaurs' bones melting and crap, doesn't it? Yeah. I thought all the oil was like rotted down and like life.
You're being too clever for your own good now, Gray. But you're right.
Oh, now, damn it! You've ruined the whole series now, Gray.
It's a load of old rubbish now.
Also, if you went back and mined it, how you past generations wouldn't have any oil. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's not think about it too much.
Well, no, you're right. What you say. Have you seen this? And it's How Shaking Midnight of Soul. Oh no, well, the first one. That's a trade paperback. That's very good.
Century West.
It's a Western tale, but it's very good. So How Shaking.
I don't know how Bill hasn't coerced Howie onto the show yet. He will be on in the future.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows it, Bill?
Soul, that's another 5-issue miniseries of How Shaking. That's very good. That's something. Have you read Black Kiss? How Shaking?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
1 and 2, and the Christmas special.
I'm not sure I've read the Christmas special. I've got the original series.
Yeah, it was XXX because in July. I mean, it was supposed to have been last month, but now it's been moved to July. There's a trade company. There's a big trade coming out because I sold all the series. Someone because they offered me quite a bit of money for them, so I sold them all. But they're bringing it out in a nice hardback. It's about 40 quid, I think it was.
Yeah, it's a great series. I've enjoyed that.
So yeah, to say 1 and 2, but there's an XXX Christmas special sort of thing. But there's
it an X-rated?
Well, yeah. Well, the whole series is rated.
The whole series is X-rated.
But I like
Midnight of Soul. Okay.
That's another one that's worth reading. Those bits and pieces.
It feels like it should have a "the" in there, like Midnight of the Soul. Is that not a phrase, Midnight of the Soul?
Midnight, I don't know.
Something of the soul.
I think
Dark
you
Night
just...
of the Soul. Dark Night of the Soul. I'm sure I've heard that from somewhere.
I think it's probably a title of a Batman story.
No, I think you're sort of mixing up heavy metal lyrics.
No, there's a poem. There's a poem called Dark Night of the Soul by John of the Cross, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, something to do with religion, I think.
Did you just say you wanted me to just recite random poetry off my head?
No, not at all.
God, no. Please not.
Yeah.
Dark hole of the night soul.
Try and keep the jokes to a minimum as well, please. Those things that you call jokes, those things that are pain masquerading as jokes, but not doing a very good job. Try and keep them in your head, mate.
Oh, finger dingus, butthole.
Yeah,
there we go.
Keep them in your butthole then. Whatever works for you.
Have you got this series of Hawkman? Right.
I've got most series of Hawkman before 2013. What year is that? That was the later one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, this is. I can't remember what the year is, to be honest. It's the year they stopped putting the dates on the bloody things. So.
I definitely haven't got that one then. The last one I've got is it the Ferocious Hawkman or the Savage Hawkman, something like that. It was like a new 52 one that went for about 17 or 18 issues. He started melding the Yunf metal into his weapons.
Yeah, that's what makes me wonder is your type of music, nth metal.
It's heavy metal.
Metal to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Can't seem to make up their mind with Hawkman, though, whether he lived for thousands of years or they keep changing his origins in some way, don't they?
Hello. They'll let anyone on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, what gets me with Hawkman is like literally he's got no superpowers, but he always seems to manage to fight through any occasion. Just like with, he's got a little bit of extra strength because of the nth metal helps him with like anti-gravity or something, but he never really explains it. But he just seems to be able to pummel his way out of any situation.
Right.
It's like
did anybody
every
ever do
single
the
problem,
nth metal, man?
Every single problem is solved with a blinking mace. There was an nth metal man in that death metal series, I think, Kyle. So the metal man will...
But generally, I find in life, if you're carrying a mace, problems tend to go away.
Yeah, unless you get arrested. Or if you're carrying a can of mace, that helps as well.
Yeah.
This is my mace, Windu.
That's your tickling stick.
I call my mace Windu.
Is that when you're ready to sharpen yourself up with some ultraviolence?
That's Kyle's intruder repellent.
Yeah.
I have some form of intruder repellent within 5 feet of me anywhere I am in this house.
That's called his welcoming stick. Very paranoid, the Americans, isn't they? They've always got like a weapon somewhere close to hand. Like every single one of them, I swear. It's like their press like lets them all feel that they're going to be attacked at any minute. I don't know. So they've always got to have a weapon on hand.
Senator told me to stop using sex as a weapon, so now I just use these.
Stop using what as a weapon? Sex
as a weapon.
All right. So just change it. You're using your poetry and jokes as a weapon.
Yeah.
A rap on or a weapon? Yeah.
A strap on?
Yeah.
What about a hot girl and a strap on?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's also correct. Wasn't working there, was it?
That's not what he was trying to say. Don't be rude. I know you guys are sub tonight, Tiger. Are you guys sub tonight, Tiger? Yes, some great comics. He's got some awesome,
great.
Golden Age as well.
It was one of the first stations I first watching Night Tiger. He put me onto the Nick Cardy covers on Aquaman.
Ah, yeah, he shows some good comics. I find the newer the book, the harder it is to make out on screen for some reason. The old books seem to because of the colours are more bold, they sort of stand out more. I look at a new book and I can't make it out.
These all look sort of amorphous.
They're a lot glossier, aren't they? So therefore they don't adhere to it.
Yeah, maybe it's that as well. The gloss makes it harder to see, maybe.
I mean, it's when they're showing a lot of these things, when they're showing foils, I don't see why they bother. Because you can't see the damn thing.
No. So you can see them better than you can an embossed one.
That Chonko was on only slabs.
The single colour of embossed covers they did for a while.
Chonko was on only slabs last week, and he was showing some really nice sort of old horror comics and stuff like he's got. But he's got obviously the slabs, and he's kept all the film on the slab as well. And so he's got the light
Right.
reflect off of that. I mean, I thought there's not a lot of point in showing that because I can't see the bloody thing.
No,
exactly.
there isn't.
It's a shame, really, because I mean those are really nice books he had, but
Yeah.
might as well go on, go on to the a website and go and have a look at what that actually does look like, sort of thing. Because say just see
What should I grab?
with the wrap on it.
Anyone got any preferences of anything? Can't think of what I've shown already.
You've got enough boxes there, Gray.
Sorry.
You've got enough boxes there, which is you must know which one you haven't shown us recently.
I don't know. I've not really been open showing the boxes recently. I was just more chatting. Because quite often I'm around Lisa's as well.
Yeah.
Let's go for this one. I've probably done it already, but still good to go for it again. These are sitting on top because there's no room for them to actually go into the actual box properly. They're sort of sitting on top of the other comics.
That's
And when I get the rest of this one, I'm gonna have to find another box to put them in.
Oh, new gods!
Well,
That's a good start.
If you've got
Yeah.
number one, then you've got you've
This is
got the expensive one out of the way.
First cover appearance of Darkseid. This one. Darkseid. So I've been told. But I got that for free as well.
I always pronounce. I mean, when it originally came out, I always pronounced it Darkseid because I couldn't see why he would have spelt it that way.
Yeah.
What is spelling that way? If you're going to say Darkseid,
Pronunciation, apparently. I've got to say, Black Racer is a bit of a weird character. It's obviously a rip-off of the Silver Surfer. Like, obviously, Kirby made the Silver Surfer in the first place. But he just seems so crazy that, like, the embodiment of death in the New Gods world would be a guy on skis. Sorry, not surf, skis. But I suppose you just got to not worry about that kind of thing. I think somehow a flying surfboard seems more cool than flying skis, but that's just my opinion.
Are you being served will change your life.
He's an influencer. Look, we're all influencers. Night Tiger,
Okay.
watching how you're being served.
Start watching how you're being served. That's cool. And there's a countdown special that came out a little bit later with New Gods. Right, now most of this box, see, I can't even get into the box. I have to wiggle, squeeze my hand in there to get them out.
Mark, you gonna be able to join us next week when JM's back on?
I don't know, Kyle. It depends where I am, what I'm doing. We don't know at the moment. Maybe.
When you got the newer, have you got the newer ones? You know, when they carried on with about 5 more issues.
So here's a challenge for you then. So if you take the characters in Are You Being Served, which comic characters best suit the characters in Are You Being Served?
Oh,
so
God. I'm going to say that Mrs. Slocum's got to be Granny Goodness.
Yeah. Maybe Ambush Bug is John Inman.
maybe, yeah.
Trevor Bannister would be Maxwell Lord.
I can't remember. It's so long ago since I've seen it. I remember watching it as a kid, but that's about it.
What was the young sexy girl called?
I know the actress was Pauline.
Wendy Richards was a real name.
Richard.
Fowler was in EastEnders.
Wendy
Richards.
Richards.
Yeah. She also
Wendy
did the song "Come Outside" with Mike San, I think it was.
There you go. So Dazzler, she can be Dazzler.
Yeah.
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 And the guy who owned the store, young Mr. Grace, he could be Professor X.
Yeah. That Mr. Peacock could
Frank Thornton.
Yeah.
He could be Green Arrow.
Could be Alfred.
That's right. That's what I was trying to say. I was going to say that Alfred. I was thinking Alfred.
Yeah. Alfred's a good one. Yeah.
He lived longer than anybody.
Who did?
He outlived them all, Mr. Peacock.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought the one that played the. Oh no, that's the vicar. What am I thinking of?
Yeah, I couldn't wrap my head around that when he actually outlived. Well, shit, John Inman.
I think at Dad's Army, the one that played the vicar in Dad's Army was older than most of them anyway, and he outlived all of them.
Yeah.
apart from
Ian Lavender.
Apart from Ian Lavender's gone now as well, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
gone as well.
Yeah.
And he's only. I mean, he was only in his. Was he in his late 60s?
I'm not too sure. I think he made
Yeah.
70, didn't he?
He
Can't
might
remember.
have
Only a couple of them survived into old age, discounting Mr. Grace. Only a couple
That's
of
some
them
nice,
really got
some
it.
nice. It's nice world's finest here, Gray.
Yeah. I like him. This is a really bad cover, though. This is just, I don't know. It's not great, this one.
Are you an hour in front of us, Mark?
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to go, guys, because the light's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you went quick, didn't you? You was nice and bright a minute ago.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you blinked and it had gone dark.
Yeah.
I might it's gone dark here as well now. It comes in quick, didn't it, the old dark?
Yeah.
Darkness falls.
I'm wondering if my granddaughter is going to wake up. She going to want to walk around and see the school buses.
Oh, Bill's here.
Maybe.
Just as Mark's gone, Bill turns up.
You just missed
Like,
Mark.
we're on a 1 in, 1 out
Ah!
today.
We've never been seen in the same room at the same time.
Yes, you have.
That's a good one. Hey, Terry.
Hi.
Not in the same room,
Yeah,
the
buddy.
same stream.
I'm wondering what's going on with Darren, if he's back in the garden again.
He's probably busy online or something, or either doing
Or his
comics.
parents.
He's doing bloody well. What do they call it? That online gaming again.
Shit. He said he's
Are
back
you
into
collecting
it,
World's
so-
Finest, Terry?
Oh. Why is
Not
that in
the
the...
old-
Wait.
the old
Put,
series, no.
hey,
So,
put that cover back up.
I buy the new series, but at the moment, but not the.
Sorry, Bill.
Put that last cover back up.
The last one.
Yeah. Why is that important, Kyle?
Is that where they finally reveal their identities to each other officially?
No. It's the first Sons of Superman and Batman.
Oh.
Is it?
That
Yeah.
they only did 845 more
That book
times.
is actually trending right now.
Okay.
Hmm?
Oh, that's nice.
But that was the only other appearance of Muto as well, I think.
It is. It is.
Like-
Did Muto show up? He only showed up in those Sons of Superman comics, though, didn't he?
Well, no. Muto is future
Muto's
Superman's foe.
Two action comics.
Muto is the foe of
Superman.
future Superman, like in the year 3000 or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Far future.
The 20
No,
small-
not the far future. That's just the next generation.
Yeah, but
No,
No,
it's
No,
far
that one's
future.
the Sons of Superman and Batman.
Muto was. I mean, that was the ones on the covers
This is-
there.
yeah.
And 10.
The team of the future against the future Muto Joker team. And I'm sure I remember reading another Muto story. It was quite a long way in the future. Not
Yeah,
That might have been another Muto.
it's
No,
29.65.
it's the same Muto.
Oh, it is. Oh well,
Got
see,
the same yellow head.
I thought that was Superman and the Sons of Superman and Batman, but it's way further.
I don't think
ahead.
it was. I think it
Oh,
might have been a different
I mean,
issue.
The original one, I can't remember the issue number now, the Superman issue, but to say that's when he first appeared was in 29.65, and then they did a two issue story in Action Comics, a few months later.
Did he ever come back in time?
He started in Action Comics and he went to Superman, but that World's Finest, I think, is the last time you see Muto.
Oh wow!
I think this is the first Silver Age Two-Face or something like that, because they couldn't
Yeah.
show him for a while because his face was damaged and it was against the code or something. So, somebody bought this is something like that. I can't remember the exact details.
Yeah.
I believe this is when he first came back.
Yeah, but that isn't Two-Face.
Sorry, mate.
That isn't Two-Face on that cover.
It's
Yeah.
a Two-Face Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But it's not Two-Face.
No, but what I'm saying is it's not Two-Face. It's not the Two-Face.
Man turned into Two-Face,
Yeah.
and Superman's been turned into the super fiend Kralik. Don't ask me how.
I don't even remember Kralik.
They always classed the is it 235? Batman 235 is the first appearance of his Bronze Age. Because they always say Silver Age, and I don't understand why, because it was in the 70s. So it's
Great. That's one of the first Neil Adams World's Finest covers.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. I knew there was something about it anyway. I don't remember. I don't remember half of this stuff.
Okay.
I'm sure I heard it was
if no one else has said anything, is it just the way your hair is laying, or did you get a haircut?
No haircut.
Oh, okay. It was the way your hair. Yeah. The length was behind you.
It was washed this morning, so maybe that's made it more fluffy or something.
So
this is what I've read this one.
I can't even say I'm near the length of Gray. Gray has at least 6 inches. I mean, hair wise.
I keep forgetting who this is.
As soon as it came out of my mouth, Gary, I knew I had to verify.
Hey, Bill, I'm willing to bet I got 6 inches on YouTube.
Fuck you, Kyle. Pardon my French, folks. That's a great cover. Oh, that's another Neil Adams cover. Oh, that's one of the last.
Possibly.
That's one of the. That may be the last Green Arrow cover before he turned hippie.
Maybe. I don't. Oh, it could be if it's 69. Because I know in Brave and the Bold in 69 September.
Late. That's when late 69. Yeah, September.
Costume.
Yeah.
So this might well be the same month. No, this is a year before. This is the year
but
before,
I think that may be one of his. He wasn't featured in any comics at that time except his appearances in Justice League. Yeah, so that might be one of his last solo cover, or not solo because he's with Batman, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, his last Robin Hood looking appearance.
Or I don't know. I think he looks more Robin Hood after he gets the beard and mustache, but it depends on which Robin Hood you're talking about.
Yeah.
He looks more British. That's why I think with the beard. So I'm saying this to British guys.
That's nice.
World's Finest are normally always doing something bad to each other.
That looks like Kurt Swan inked by Neil Adams. There are a few of those.
No, I think, Gray, if I hadn't continued just buying new ones and I just stuck to buying old stuff, then I would have then gone on to World's Finest, Justice League, Lois and Jimmy Olsen sort of thing. I would have done that. Also possibly then started buying stuff from that era that I never used to buy. Sort of the war story stuff. Well, I did buy a little bit of war and a bit of the horror.
Hey, he's a bat witch. He's a bat witch.
This 2-part story. So this one he's got him in the. This one he's got him in the pillory or whatever it's called. The
bat witch must die.
And here he's burning him at the stake. The week after, a month after, he's burning him at the stake. This is my birthday book, September 1969. This one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
The story is so daft as well, absolutely bizarrely daft. Like, even by usual DC madness, standards, Silver Age madness.
The cover was so great, though, weren't they? How bright they were.
We're going to be talking a lot about Weird War Tales next week because JM's like 30-issue run on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you want to see one of my birthday books? Gray?
You got it handy?
Let me turn it where you don't.
That's a nice one.
Number 2.
Wow.
I was born in May of '63.
Yeah. That's
pretty cool, right? I mean,
yeah.
That's one of the ones I'm never going to sell, needless to say. I did sell 3 Spider-Man in the 50s today when my friend Boyd came by. And I want to show you this real quick while I'm big. I just got this. Let me turn. I'm trying to turn where there's not a glare, but the glare is coming from my phone.
Single-digit issue number, A Journey into Mystery, I'm guessing.
It's number 41.
Wow, that's later than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a Bill Everett cover.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I switched
That's
bodies.
got the look of some of the earlier issues, like pre-15.
It does. No, I know. I absolutely. Well, he did
That
a lot
does
of those
not look
early
like
issues.
an older issue. Of that.
But what's so Phil gave me that, and I'll tell you guys privately. I'm not going to say it on the show, but I won't tell you why he gave it to me. But it's a funny story. But
Does it involve lubrication?
no lubrication involved whatsoever. But thanks
So
for
it
going
was
there,
dry.
Kyle.
Worse.
You made Terry laugh with that comment. That's a little frightening, but I kid. But this is another one. This one I got in the collection, believe it or not. This is a Ghastly Ingalls cover, which those are extremely hard to find. God, I wish there was some way to get rid of this glare without taking it out, because I don't think it does. Oh wait. Does it have a second? Let me see if it has a second.
There we go.
Drop the phone.
Bye, Bill.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
See you next week, Bill. I won't let him back in now. That'll teach him.
I figure one of those you showed was my birthday book, because you were running through 1966, but I can't think of a single significant book from November of 1966.
Oh. But he's
Surfer
back.
and
Not
Black
letting him in.
Panther both pre.
I'm not letting him in. He's had his chance.
Fuck you. I kid. Oh, that's a great issue.
Best way to take out the glare on those is if you tilt the front up away from the light, and it's a little darker, but you can.
The best way to avoid the
How's
glare
that?
is post them to me.
Is
Send them
that
to me,
better?
and I can see them without the glare.
Kyle, was that better?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I won't necessarily send them back though.
I don't know why it's backwards, but that it's he was a really great illustrator. Supposedly a horrible human being, but a great illustrator.
Who's this?
Graham
and I have
Ingalls.
this today.
Oh,
Graham Ingalls.
Graham. I
Stubby
can't believe
number
anyone
one.
called Graham wouldn't be a nice person.
Yeah. No, he makes the rest of you Grahams look great. So it's
Is
a
he
good
low
thing.
in the grade? Is he? Okay.
The
That's
one we
strange.
have is a honey Graham.
Amen, brother. Amen.
The only other evil Graham I could think
Kyle.
of was that guy, the poisoner.
Kyle,
Can't remember his name.
Oh yeah. Hey Kyle, who do you think drew this?
Well, it's Shield. It's Stranko.
No,
It's Frank Springer.
Oh, is that issue 15?
9.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Stranko
Earlier than you
stepped
might
out.
Jerry
think.
Springer. 9 was Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Stranko stepped out for an issue. I thought he didn't step out till like 15.
I think there was one filler. And I think that was it.
Fair enough. Oh, has he gone again?
I'm here. Hold on.
You've gone dark. It's all gone dark.
I'm back. Hold on. I'm back.
You missed your chance. You missed your
Okay.
chance. I'm showing comments
Damn
again.
it, man. Yeah, keep going, Gray.
No, so I can remember buying those World's Finest back in the day, but
Yeah.
number 200, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always liked that Robin logo for some reason. I don't know why.
And his little cape. The battle for Earth begin. Hey, look, he's teamed up with Green Lantern on this one.
Yeah, so that's when
Often.
they changed over, isn't it? That's when they changed
Didn't
over.
often change the team. It was no. Oh yeah, that one.
No, that's when they changed over. Became
Superman's not in that one.
Say it. This 200 became a Superman team up book for a while, didn't it?
With more differences.
And then it was cancelled.
Then you
This
skipped
one
over.
here, I've not seen a copy of this one yet where it hasn't been stamped right on the head.
So you
Every
skipped
single
over
copy of it.
199. Do you not have
I mean,
199?
You look at that price though, Craig.
Only what I'm showing,
15.
mate. If it's not been,
Right.
if it hasn't been shown there, I don't have it. No,
Right.
199 I
On
don't
that
have.
price. That's what you were talking about. Look at the price. How much it is.
5p.
Is that 5? I didn't look like
Either
15.
5
I
or
was thinking
15.
the
It could be
price was wrong.
15.
Yeah, I thought
It
they
looks,
priced
but
it wrong.
I thought the one was a smudge, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the 5. Yeah, I was going to say it was
That's
bloody.
a 5. That's 5p, isn't it?
Yeah, 5p for 15 cents. Yeah, but there was a one that looked like
Yeah.
15. I thought, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, if my grandson's willing to part with it, I got a reader copy of 199. It's a 3rd Superman Flash race. If I can do
Is it
another
really?
shipment overseas, I'll send you that one.
Oh, cool, nice.
I think I had the first one somewhere.
Yeah, the world's
Nice.
finest was 205 and 206 was the 3rd race, wasn't it?
199.
Yeah, I think so.
199 is the first race. 199 Superman is the first race. 175 of Flash is the second race.
Yeah,
And
and 199, the world's finest, is the 3rd race.
Yeah, the one I have is the Superman.
Yeah, and
Do you
the actual
know, Mint,
third race,
Mint,
you
that's
actually get a
like
winner.
a $1,600 comic now?
Yeah. No, I've got both of the soups under there. I haven't got the world's finest yet, but no.
I've got the
Yeah,
Superman.
that's
so
the
I'm not
only
sure
one
about-
of them I've got.
You
but-
say Flash 175 is the second race.
Flash 175 is the second race.
I've got to check and see if I've got that then. But it's one of the ones I need still.
But it's, the funny thing is that the world's finest story is the first time you get a result.
It's
I
Superman
haven't
lets
got one.
Flash win, right?
I haven't got 175
Another
yet of Flash.
Adams cover.
I've seen the original art to this. There was an exhibition, DC exhibition, and this original art was on display at the exhibition.
You know, I think Vincent Zazurlo owns that. Don't you, Kyle?
More than
Metropolis?
likely, Adams kept it forever. It was one of his favorites, and Zerzulo probably owns most of that now.
You know, I got to tell you, in person, he is a sweetheart of a guy. He's a super nice guy. And he's one of the most well-regarded Golden Age guys out there.
Yeah, Zerzulo is he runs Midtown Comics, or ran Midtown Comics. He's the comic book historian. He's basically consulted on all but the first 5 Overstreet price guides.
But he's most known for Metropolis Comics, I think.
Metropolis. I keep saying Midtown, and it's Metropolis.
No, he's still at Metropolis. Yeah, it's an M. It's easy to get.
I mean, he's basically in the Stan Lee role at Metropolis, where he's, you know,
the main
emeritus status, but
I think they may be one of the highest grossing comic stores out there.
yeah.
The Ticker Tape Parade.
Well, he's one
I
of
love
those guys
that
that get
cover.
in the back room at those San Diego Comic-Con discussions that I can't believe they get snooty with, but they're like, nope, if you don't own $1 billion in comics, and you can't.
He's not like that though, Kyle.
I know, but he's in that group, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
Because they will not. It doesn't matter. You could be just as smart as a pistol and everything. It doesn't matter. It's like if your name isn't Zerzulo or Dolgoff or Mile High, who I'm blanking right now.
Oh, Craig, Chuck
Brzezinski. Yeah.
If you hadn't double comic these, you'd have even less space, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Agreed.
100 pages for only 60 cents.
Yeah.
I liked them better when they were 50 cents. As a kid, you had to really Terry, you know this because you're closer to my age, but you really had to spend your pennies wisely.
Well, and they missed out on a great idea there, because to me that was sheer brilliance in the early and mid 70s. Introducing kids to new comic stories up front, and then saying, hey, 25 years ago, this, and this were happening.
Oh, that's how I was introduced to the Golden Age.
Yeah. Why did they not do that? Why do they not do that like every 15 or 20 years and go, hey, in the heyday was this, and this, not just reprint.
They're not any regular reprint books anymore either.
Yeah, and not just a full issue True Believer.
Now they're just doing. They're doing random facsimiles of things and charging $7 for them.
Well,
and they
Walmart,
should bring back the 100 pagers, the 85 pages.
Walmart
pages.
has for I think it's either $5.99 or $6.99. They have 100-page giants now, which are updates of the old one, and it'll have one new story, and the rest will be golden age, like the old days. Which I think,
and they should hit certain spots. Marvel should do that too, like they originally did with Marvel Tales and stuff. Throw something new in. 22 pages of a new story, 22 pages of an old story, and a couple of 8-page backups. What
they're doing now, Kyle, is they're selling DC Comics for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. The $4 and $5 comics that they couldn't sell, they're selling them for $1.25 at Dollar Tree.
Wow.
I've almost finished my script for me next video. I'm doing the Detective Comics and Batman, and I've got to that stage where the 100 pages are. So that's
wow.
That's page for one issue.
And that run of Detective Comics, I'd put on par with anything that was produced ever.
Yeah, it was lovely. It's just, I was amazed going through how many of these old books there was in there, and a lot of the stories they put in there were actually first appearances back then.
Yeah, great appearances in the backups. The stories were good. The covers were outstanding. Jim Aparo was at his flipping peak right then. Yeah, I'm a Marvel guy, and even I could admit that, man, damn.
This is issue 226, 100 pages for 60 cents. And then we get to 245, about 80 pages for $1.
Yeah. Like you say,
that went up
about months there, because a pound back then in the 70s, a pound could buy me 20 comics. Now you can't buy one for £4.
No.
Well, back then too, it was £2 to $1.
Yeah, that's right.
No, $2 to £1.
Yeah, $2.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You knew what I meant.
But I think I was said it one of the other things we was on. I always remember my father always used to call 5 bob, which is a quarter of a pound, $1. So there must be at some time back in past there was $4 to the pound at one time.
Oh yeah.
I always thought it was $25 to the pound, same as it is downtown.
Well, it might be in Australia.
Damn it. Yeah, $20, same as it is downtown. I was making a blowjob hooker joke, but my brain's not working.
Thank God.
Unfortunately though, Carl, you're the only one who has experience of blowjobs from downtown hookers, so we wouldn't have got the joke anyway, even if you had delivered it properly.
Agreed.
World's Finest finish issue, is it issue 300 or issue 350?
I'm not sure. It goes on quite a while.
World's Finest goes to 350. The last issue's in Ed Hand. It's not 350. It's 327, isn't it?
Is it?
They're flying off at the end. It's an Ed Hannigan cover. So
Ed Hannigan, what a crazy guy that guy. He's a good guy. He's my friend on Facebook, but man,
he's good and he's crazy and he's
total
just
Trumper.
As kind as could be, but you can't have a 5-minute conversation.
No, without him going Trump on you. It's crazy.
It's even further afield than that. It's not even Trump. It's just
don't bring me into
afield.
this.
He's just
conspiracy theories.
He is just
don't bring me
there.
in. Don't say a Field because I'm Bill Field.
Yeah, I love the guy, but I can't invite him on the show.
Well, do you know? Oh, you could, but he'd probably leave in 5 minutes. But did you know that he did all the layouts for those Kirby Invaders covers when Kirby came back to Marvel?
Yeah.
The guy's a genius.
Yeah, I got the book upstairs. I got his layout.
He did a ton of good Batman covers too. And he didn't have a real identifiable. That's Miller cover. Frank Miller cover. Back when he could still draw.
Miller and Giordano.
Yep. Giordano inks them very well. Oh,
Can you
look at
recognise
that.
this? Can you recognise this one?
Okay. The
Kyle's
woman,
mate's got something to do with it.
the girl in the background looks Kaluta, but the foreground characters do not. Who is that?
Rich Buckler and Tangal. That's Kyle's
Oh,
mate.
okay.
Romeo.
Romeo. We're far
Oh
off
my
there,
God!
Romeo
I have
Tangal.
begged that man repetitively to come on here, and it breaks my heart that he won't. He's just too shy. But oh my God, I cannot not lavish praise on the guy.
It's like a reflection, and the names of the artists are written backwards to show the reflective nature of it. Kind of weird.
And you're at the time where they just tried to. You can look at every one of them covers, and they're trying to sneak something dirty into all of them. There was like a 6-year run where they just kept having to ink over stuff because they were having bets, they were having pools. Who could sneak in a bulge? Who could sneak in a camel toe? Who could sneak in a Supergirl nipple?
You know, there's a Ernie Colin one pager as the opening page of Richie Rich comic, and there's a rock band playing at Richie's house, and the name of the band on the drum is Jism.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a run of. I want these guys on here to tell these stories.
World's Finest
decades out, but it's so funny to hear it. That they'd have years. They would have these bets going on. And you'll see, like from 1976 to 1982, every Supergirl cover has her men's shadowed over. Every single one. Because every artist that was doing a cover was trying to sneak
issue 323.
Sorry, Terry?
World's Finest finished at issue 323 with a Denny Cohen cover. Denny Cohen, Dick Giordano, and Tajana Wood.
You mean Dennis Cowan?
Dennis Cowan, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was Denny Cowan. But,
he goes by both, but it's Denny O'Neil.
Does he go by
Dennis
Denny?
Cowan.
I didn't know he went by. I've known him for about 10 years. He's a wonderful guy.
No, I'm only going by the way his name's spelled, that's all. So you say it's Denny?
Oh, yeah, he has a Y in his name. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get you. Denise is what it almost looks like, which she's not a girl, but who did that cover? That's a great cover. Is that a Paro?
That's Hannigan, I think. I think that's a run of Hannigan.
The 323 cover is where Batman's waving bye-bye to Superman as he's flying
this one.
Yeah, who did that?
Looks like Jansen.
Oh, Jansen?
Huh.
Yeah, that's a great cover, by the way.
Oh,
wow, it's all Jansen. Wow.
Is it Jansen or Jansen?
This one might be by Salvador Dali.
Jansen.
I think this is a Salvador Dali one.
That's very dark.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. I remember that one.
Yeah, there's a Catwoman variant cover from her last series of about issue 6 or 7. The variant cover, and it's very reminiscent of that as well.
Oh wow. You know, I like those covers. I don't know why. That's a Hannigan, I think.
So Terry, have you been on with us when we've had guests on yet?
No, he hasn't.
All right. Are you even remotely familiar with J.M.D. Mateus?
Oh, I know the name. I know that.
He created Creature Commandos. He had.
I'd imagine you read plenty of his stories. But
he easily had one of the best runs of the Defenders, don't you think, Kyle?
No, I've said it 100 times. He has the best run of the Defenders.
Okay, no. I agree.
And he thinks I'm stupid because that's his
pretty good ones too.
Yeah, that's his first take on him, and he thinks I'm nuts that I think he's better than Gerber, but I do. So, but yeah, more than likely, I'm gonna steer it towards his weird War Tales run, though.
I'm gonna try really hard not to mention Keith Giffen too much this time because it makes him sad.
And I got to take the Creature Commandos show off the table. I don't even want to elicit his opinion on that until the guys over there get to see it.
He hasn't seen it?
Well, you can still hear his opinion on it.
Well, but there'd be spoilery things. There'd be talks about it and changes.
I don't know.
Well,
Kyle, just
I
watch
really
Well,
don't
so
it.
care
we
about
get to see it, we'd have forgotten.
It's only
exactly.
7 episodes, Kyle.
I know, but I want that conversation. I want to hold that conversation until Mark
I'm
can
going to
actually
mention
go.
it, so don't get
Hey,
mad
in
at
this
me. I'm going to
episode, when
ask
this
him.
happens compared to that,
I'm not going to ask him for particulars, but I am going to ask him about it. Because you got to admit, that's really what people are wanting to know these days.
Well, yeah, but I'm wanting Mark to be able to dive into it. If
I've
Mark
got
can't join us,
322,
you're
but
getting
not
near the end there.
323.
You know
I
what
don't
I
know if
want to
323
know? I want to know if when the live action series is coming out.
Well, he knows, and he can't tell.
He can tell some of the stuff.
What live action series?
The
Creature Commandos.
Want to make a live action of it as well?
Yeah, it may. I can't remember if it's going to be a movie or a series. I think it's going to be a movie.
And even the cartoon is canon to the DCU anyway.
And are they keeping the wrong lineup still?
Yeah, but
Of
they're
characters
also
who write Creature Commandos.
The reason you had such an A-list lineup for the voice actors is they're all going to portray the characters live action, from what I understand. You're going to have Alan Tudyk as Dr. Phosphorus. You're going to have what's his face as Frankenstein, David Harbour. You're going to have all of them as the characters they portray in the animated version.
So you didn't have 327 to wrap up the world's finest?
No, 323 was the last one, according to Sarah. I just told you all that 322 was the last one that I had, but none of you caught it, I don't think. Yeah. 322 was the last one that I had.
I thought that Giffen cover was the last issue, Kyle.
323.
No, Hannigan did the last cover.
Oh, he did?
No, it was Denny,
323.
Denny Cullen, Dick Giordano, and Tatiana Wood do the last one. I'm looking at DC database now.
Oh.
Terry, do you know who Tatiana Wood was? Terry?
She was married to somebody or other.
Wally Wood.
Yeah. Well, I think my granddaughter's up, so I can probably go get those ones, but I don't want to disturb them up there.
Well, also in this box, right? Lead Paint didn't enjoy the. I just think I just don't think he should be called Creature Commando because he doesn't have any of the characters from the Creature Commandos comic.
No.
No. They did a miniseries with almost the same lineup. It's just more recent.
What the original
proper Creature Commandos?
The original comic characters.
No. There was actually a miniseries, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me if they want to, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one with almost that lineup in it.
Are you talking about a new series of Creature Commandos in comic books that had the TV version, you mean?
Yeah. That came out before it.
Yeah, so it's not the actual original Creature Commandos team that are in the TV show, which annoys me.
Right, but it's the most recent iteration in the comics. Is what
they've done that with most of it. I mean, the bulk of it. Yep, there she is.
So they changed it just for the TV show, then, I'm guessing.
Well, no, they like anything from 2010 up. They tend to use for the movies.
Oh, I love that cover so much. That's a great cover.
I knew I heard something.
So surely that the first issue of that miniseries should be the big book then, not the first Creature Commando.
Exactly.
Now it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to get.
We sold ours recently at the store. Of course, Phil immediately regretted it.
What's special about? I just want to just double check. Yeah, what's special about this Metal Men?
What number?
Number 12.
First appearance of Nameless?
Nope. That might be. I don't think it is. But there is another reason it's special. But I just double check that I am correct. If I'm correct, it features a certain Fab4 from Liverpool.
Ah.
It's supposed to. There you go. Whenever the unique metal men appear in person, eager fans stampedes towards them. I say, we're having a chance of getting the metal men to autograph my drum. Yeah. Tina, look, it's the aren't they cute? So it's basically, I don't actually say the name the Beatles, but it is the Beatles.
No, if
by all accounts.
they'd said the name, it would have cost them a fortune.
Yeah, maybe. And then we can see them all flying off the shelves.
I mean, it still applies today on the radio. I mean, you don't hear Beatles songs played very often on the radio.
No.
Well, I did because I have internet radio and I listen to the Beatles channel almost incessantly. It's
there's my favorite Beatles channel, is there?
Yeah, and it's great. And you
don't. The old '60s special channels would play a lot of Beatles, wouldn't they? Terry,
I gotta tell you.
I mean, Tony Blackburn, you know, say his 6 o'clock show. You hear the occasional Beatle track, but not very many because they charge a lot of money for it. You know, all the amount of money they pay when they records.
Royalties.
I don't know. It's a clause somewhere in a contract that was done years ago that still applies.
Say hi.
No, it costs them a fortune.
Say hi. Who's that, people?
Hey, kiddo.
Aren't the Beatles records all owned by Michael Jackson's
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
And there's the bird.
Paul McCartney bought
And off she wants to run.
Time to run.
Well, I mean, even if they were, that's another reason for it.
How she was born to run. Da-na-na-na. Oh, I love that. I've never seen that cover. What number is that? What number is
you only ever hear the 3 same tracks of Michael Jackson.
What number is that, Gray?
Number 16.
Can I see it again? I don't know if I've ever seen that cover.
Only DC presents the robots who think they're human. So stop, you can't sell us. We're not toys. We're really the metal men. Look out, readers. The next toys you buy may be the metal men. Robots for sale.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I've ever... Maybe I have seen that, but that's beautiful. I love that. You even have Tina on there.
Got Nameless on there as well.
Will Nameless be named in this issue of Metal Men?
How much is that robot in the window?
I don't think she ever got named, did she, old Nameless?
No.
One with the metallic.
She remains nameless.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Is Doc Magnus falling in love with another robot?
Well, one of the later issues of Metal Men.
He's going to marry her.
Gray. One of the later issues, when because it stopped and they did some reprints and then it started again. One of the last covers has got whatever happened to Nameless.
This run, I think it got interrupted about 3 or 4 times along the way or something. I think it stopped twice and restarted again years later.
It stopped. I think it stops at issue 34.
Oh, that early?
I think
this is my favourite cover.
I think 34 cover is just a reprint.
Oh, the birthday cake.
Just amazing.
I own that. I love
birthday
that
cake for a cannibal robot.
That is the craziest.
What may be the farewell appearance of the unique metal men
title ever on the cover.
I love this cover.
If I remember correctly, it was the first cover I ever saw of Metal Men. That's the first cover I ever saw, and I bought that off the the rack. And then I went back and collected the rest of them.
It's a great cover.
Whatever.
Oh, I love that one.
Poor old Tina.
How big is that light, though? That light is way too big.
Because then after they did the reprints and they revamped it, then that's when they turned them to humans.
Yeah, for a bit.
Wait, they were humans in the 60s, though, right?
No, the 70s. That was
like the fear on Tina's face.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I remember them being human back in the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, maybe it was. I can't exactly remember when now.
And do you know when they had the longest hiatus and they came back?
The issue where they changed.
Walt Simonson was drawing them then.
That's 36. Then I think 37, 38, and 39 are reprints.
Oh, okay.
I don't
think they are. I don't think so. There were some reprints at one point.
I think it's later on.
I think they might be doing because look, this is number 37.
Yeah, that's when they turn to humans.
This is when they become humans. I think here lie the Metal Men, R.I.P.
That's the
issue. They start posing as humans anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think they actually become proper humans. I think they just pose as humans, and we're like
they put a skin on them there, but
this is a great cover. I love this cover. On a Witch Hunt, 1969. I just, it's really moody.
They give them
cover. You got all these.
As far as I'm trying to remember it, but to say they give them human bodies, like you said, with as far as it's got a skin over them and everything else. But
yeah, they can still do the stretching.
But they can eat like humans as well.
See, I thought they actually became human. Now in that.
But so it didn't last long.
In the Sunday pages, do you remember in the Sunday pages version, Terry? They looked human when they're at the bank at the beginning of the story. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is that bit of them being humans been totally forgotten, and they've been thrown away, totally thrown away.
And you know who drew that strip in the Sunday one was the best art they've probably ever had, and it was Jose Garcia Lopez. That guy can draw.
Yeah.
Don't you agree, Kyle? Garcia
all
Lopez.
I can say about
one of the
all I can say about Platinum, I wouldn't mind buffing up her chassis. That's all I can say about her. But this is, I think, that was number 40. I'm not sure what number 41 is, but number 42. This looks like the reprint one.
That is a reprint,
and you can see the old style.
New cover, but it is a reprint.
And
then about 6 months later, the 45 came out.
That'd be, honey.
Yeah, it's a reprint.
Yeah,
that's a reprint of number 1, I think.
Just a boy in his gondola.
That's a reprint of number 1. That one on the back, that one there you're showing is a reprint of number 1.
I'm just trying to stay between.
Right. And then a little while later, they come back again. Well, this is 45, and I think this is a few years after 44.
Yeah, and that's when they
back to a whole different style of art again.
That's actually
forgot they were human.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of those. Simonson drew those. Not that issue, but
yeah, they threw that idea out there.
Where did he go?
That's bloody good value for you getting them for £3. That's all right.
Yeah,
that's bloody ridiculous.
Oh, I love that cover. Yeah, that's Simonson right there.
Decent copies of these that are 10, 12 quid.
That's Walt Simonson, and those have become more valuable because they are Simonson.
Well, we are getting the early issues though, Terry. They're the expensive ones.
Yeah.
But if you want to try and get the showcase issues, that'll kind of.
I love that they brought Eclipso back with them as their villain. I love that. Terry, did you ever watch Stargirl? The TV series?
I saw the first season.
Well, the second season, I think it was the second season, Eclipso was the main villain.
Oh, yeah.
And what made me laugh about that, Bill, is that Eclipso killed most of those versions of the characters from the Stargirl series. He killed the Yolanda Montez Black Wildcat. He killed the Beth Chapel Dr. Midnight.
No, he didn't. He didn't kill him. They went to the realm, but they came back.
No, in the comics, mate. In the comics, I'm talking about.
Oh, in the comics, they killed him.
Yeah. In the Eclipso, do you remember the Eclipso run in the 80s where he had his own comic book for a while? Just after the Eclipso crossover event, he had his own comic for a bit, and it was pretty brutal. And he killed a whole bunch of characters that went to his South American regime. That he was basically took over a South American country as a dictator, and a team, I think led by Rick Flag, maybe, went to try and take him out, and most of them got eaten by eclipsed jaguars or something like that. It's either eclipsed hyena or and they got like Creeper got eaten, Beth Chapel Dr. Midnight got eaten, Yolanda Montez version of Wildcat got eaten, Peacemaker got eaten, I think, as well.
Do you guys know? Here's a bad joke. Do you guys know why?
Okay, no going on the road. Hitler? There's cars coming. Look, there's cars.
Do you know? Let me say it again. Do you guys know why potatoes hated Hitler?
Do you know what? Sorry.
Do you know why potatoes hated Hitler?
Why potatoes hated Hitler?
Potatoes.
Because he was a dictator.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, he was a dictator. Oh,
I know that's a seventh
I
grade
see.
joke, dude. I'm sorry.
I see.
Mwah, mwah.
You still got a long way to go before you match the badness of Kyle's jokes.
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
even want to. I don't even want to.
I mean, I'm not saying
I
I'm
really
not saying
don't.
yours are good, but they're just not as bad as
Right.
Kyle's. It's a low bar, I admit.
Hey, did I show this one? Or did I already show this one?
Hey, I'm gonna check out for a minute. I'll peek back in a
Okay,
little
see you,
bit.
Kyle.
All right, mate.
Have I shown you guys this one yet?
I don't remember.
I don't think
Nice.
so. Terry, does it? Yeah. This I bought from Phil the other day.
That guy at the bottom there looks like lead from the Metal Men, doesn't he?
Yeah, right. Well, I know. Well, it's
that's
weird.
the 7 Deadly Sins, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the only story where he fought them, and this is basically the plot of the first movie.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love that cover, don't you guys?
Yeah, it's a good cover. I'm watching the second one of that movie now, and they're still in that one as well, just the statues, like in front of the doors.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, the second one was not that great.
I'm watching now. It's all right. It's
I
like
like the first one way more.
Yeah, I like the first one quite a lot actually. They seem to have jumped forward in time a bit and made them like a bit of a joke almost. Like for some reason they're calling them I don't know, Philadelphia Failures or something like that is their nickname or something, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
The amount of superpowers they've got, I can't see how they could have been that much of a blinking failure. They've got such good sets of superpowers. I can't see how they didn't explain why that was. They just made it so,
Right. Typical.
That's not too bad. It's entertaining enough.
Yeah. I have to agree.
Although it helps I've not been a massive Shazam reader, so I'm not that sort of invested in the characters. You know what I mean? So I just like take it for what it is. Like I find the worst thing with superhero stuff is you're really, really familiar with the characters, and you look at the film or whatever, and you think that's not what the characters do. That's not how I have them in my head. That's when we tend to throw our toys out the pram the most, when characters we really, really like. So I find that superhero movies, the ones that I like best, the ones of characters I've hardly ever read.
Over to you. Is that what Darren sent over to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be old British.
Yeah, fantastic and terrific.
Yeah. Anytime you guys get any of these, let me know. I'll buy them from you because I want to have a complete set. I know I probably
will just fantastic or anyone's.
No, I want all of that era of the Marvels where they were reprinting.
Yeah.
And I have about 60 Alan classes from him as well.
Because
I don't collect British comics.
I couldn't hear it. Sorry. Go ahead, Terry.
I was sure Terry was going to talk.
They had fantastic and terrific. I mean, fantastic lasted about 90 odd issues. Terrific amalgamated into fantastic because I think they only lasted about 46 issues.
Now,
then you also had Smash, Pow, and Wham.
Was there a Smash?
Smash, Pow, and Wham, and they also reprinted Marvel stuff as well.
Right, and I want all of those. Any of those I want.
But those are probably going to be very difficult to get hold of. Those ones because you don't see them around very often, and they only had, as far as I remember, they only had one Marvel story in them. Fantastic,
well,
terrific.
Okay.
It was all Marvel. Marvel stories, but those
these are all Marvel.
Yeah,
but look at that cover. Isn't that a great cover?
I had the full set. I collected that when I was a kid.
That's what I was trying to say. I don't collect them, but they are cool for the size of the covers. You get to see the art in a much bigger way.
Yeah.
Not only that, as Mark said before, the pin-ups in them, most of the pin-ups on the back there were done by UK
Barry Windsor Smith
artists.
Barry Windsor Smith did 90% of them, I think.
Yes, so they were done by UK artists, a lot of them.
Isn't that great? I think this is Smith. I'm pretty sure this is Smith.
Early. Yeah, there was original art.
And let's look at the other pinups. Oh, I love this one, although half the back cover's missing, but
no, that's a shame.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, it's very lucky to get those because like Darren said it. So many people, and I mean I was one of them. Used to put them on the wall.
Okay, who the hell was who the hell is Johnny Future?
Johnny Future? I never heard of him.
Me. I'm sorry, but that totally seems like a British character to me. I don't know why.
He does look like one, doesn't he?
It was original art. There was original art. So I mean, they didn't necessarily know, did they?
100%. Here, let me show you a couple more comics, guys. So, first appearance of Kang. I've always loved this cover.
Yeah, I think he is a British comic if it's the same one I'm looking at here.
Now I got this one. This is 10D. I got this one from
Johnny Future. Johnny Future first appears in Fantastic Volume 11.
Fantastic
is that
what
you're showing there? Fantastic Volume.
Volume
1. Oh no, Fantastic Volume 1, number 1. So that book you're showing there is.
Okay, this is number 30.
Appeared. Yeah,
well,
he must have been a UK. Run, I think
he must have been a UK only character.
I'm guessing so because he appeared in that comic, which is a British comic.
So let me see if he appeared. I don't think he appeared in this, but maybe he's not even in this comic.
They used to do original art, and so therefore some of the characters don't exist. I suppose. So they used to do
right. No, 100%. 100%. But yes, Fantastic, Smash, Pal, Wow, all those. Yeah. If you get any of those, give me first dibs because I really want them.
That's not.
And you can't find any of that stuff here.
No, say with those last three I mentioned though, those Pan, Wow, and Smash, they were originally like our Beano and Dandy and all that sort of thing. They never used to have the Marvel stuff in them.
Really? Oh, wow.
It was like he only appeared in about 10, 12 issues of a comic.
Yeah.
What do you think of this, Terry?
Well, if I like the X-Men, yeah, it'd be all right. But
you're a DC guy.
So I just.
This is the first appearance of Tor by Joe Kubert, who was a prehistoric Tarzan. And it's called A Million Years Ago. And it's pretty cool. And this one is one of my favorites of all time. And it's a great cover.
That's a great cover.
I love all the Thing covers.
No, Thing is definitely it. I used to enjoy it.
Okay, ready to see one of the best ones I have here today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a few
okay, Terry, you know why I like this cover so much? It's the only time they did multiple colors
in the Spider-Man.
For the Spider-Man. Yeah, isn't that awesome? I wish they'd done that more often than once.
Yeah.
And then this one, of course, this one is probably the most valuable of the ones I've shown you.
I would have thought Spider-Man.
I love that cover so much.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 would have been dearer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's do
a countdown. If you're going to go that on me, let's do a countdown. Number 4. Okay. This one you've seen multiple times.
Well, let's
throw that in there. That was there. And hold on. Well, I already showed this earlier because it's my birthday month.
Yeah.
And then, you ready, Terry? Let me find it again.
He's got number 1 hiding there.
Yeah, it's in here somewhere.
He's about to drop it on the floor.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you might say, Bill, how can you top that? and I'd say,
Amazing
I
Fantasy.
don't know. I don't have any idea how I could top that.
Oh, dear me. Flexing, mate, flexing.
You know what? I credit this show with, well, number one, me going back to running a comic book store, because you guys got me back into the whole thing. And then once I started working for the store, of course, I had the opportunity to buy this collection. So this show has done a lot for me. I have to say, without a doubt.
So,
And I have 4 or 5 really close friends from England now, so that makes me very happy. I spend more time with you guys than most of my friends. So, I don't know what that says about me, but
I was just saying, I thought Terrific was reprints. It was Tempest, fantastic and terrific. Both they're all Marvel reprints of Marvel comics. But what I was saying was some of the back,
stories.
Not the back stories. The actual back print, the pin-ups. The back pin-ups weren't done by. They weren't reprints of American artists. They were actually done by British artists in the UK.
And seriously, almost 90% of those were Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah, to say most of them, if not all of them, were done by somebody else. They weren't a reprint of somebody.
Right.
They were original art. It was on the back. Some good, some bad. But the actual stories inside were just reprints of Terrific. Were reprints of Marvel comics.
%. And what else do I have? I'm looking for some stuff. Okay, Terry, why is this important?
It was the first appearance of MJ on the cover, I think, isn't it?
Yep. I can't really get any of these by you.
Mark did a video once, or Mark said that once, and he was talking about the Spider-Man comics. Like in the first 50 or so many issues, like the only woman that ever appeared on the cover was Aunt May.
Aunt May.
And I think there was it was a long time before a different woman than Aunt May appeared on a cover of a Spider-Man comic.
I mean, the MJ story started in the early issues, but you didn't see her for about 20 odd issues, did you?
Yeah.
30 issues or whatever. Right. And then she never appeared on the cover until then, which is nearly, issue 59? Something like that?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Mark May's neighbour?
That storyline up anyway, because I mean, now that Peter and MJ are parted ways again, because they married them and then they got rid of it, they stopped it. So, which annoys a lot of the staunch, Spider-Man readers, going back years, which is fair enough.
That's September 1969, that one.
I mean, they just relaunched Amazing Spider-Man again, Volume 7 now, number 1.
Oh Jesus!
It's the only Silver Surfer I have from that one.
Have to do that. Pardon my French.
They say they've just redone it, and they virtually put him back to square one almost. He's got no job. He's looking for a job. MJ's nowhere to be seen, or anything like that. I mean, the only decent one that's running a decent storyline is the Ultimate Spider-Man, because they are together and they're married with kids.
Is the what storyline?
Ultimate Spider-Man is about the only one that any of the Spider-Man people are really reading.
Oh.
I think
he died in Ultimate Spider-Man, and that was run by.
I think where so many people buy ASM and they just stick it in a box. They don't read it because they're pissed off with it. So because the character's been around for what 60 odd years now, hasn't he? Was it 60? Yeah, 62,
63 years.
63, yeah. He's been around for 63 years, and they say Volume 7, number 1, and they virtually put him back to square one again. So he's done bugger all in 63 years, really, sort of thing, as far as Peter Parker, which is bloody stupid. I mean, at least they moved all right, Superman's been around for 84, 85 years, but at least they've moved him on. At least he's married. At least he's got a kid and all the rest of it.
He's still married.
So, yeah, he's still married. Yeah, well, Superwoman at the moment. Lois Lane, Superwoman.
Didn't he get divorced from Mary Jane at one point?
Peter Parker did. Yeah, I mean, not in the Ultimate Spider-Man. the Ultimate storyline follows aging. So therefore, a year's worth of their story, the year's worth of the stories there is a year's age. So they're aging. Whereas obviously,
Right.
There are very few comic series that ever did that.
Yeah.
Squadron Supreme did that.
Yeah, Savage Dragon does it. Spawn does it, I think, as well, because it's in the same universe.
Yeah, well,
it's not something to read, but I know that they definitely.
Savage Dragon, of course, the son is the Savage Dragon now. The original Savage Dragon died.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Savage Dragon you see now is the son because they have done it as aging. He's aging. I mean, I don't know how quickly they're doing it, but what I'm saying is Savage Dragon and Spawn are from the same universe, so I'm assuming Spawn ages as well. I don't know.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. Are they the same universe? Kind of, but not. I don't really know. I know they're
team ups.
They have appeared in each other's books, but how canon it is now, I thought it might change in time.
I mean, that character I like, Ant. I mean, she's in the same universe as them because it's Image. They put her in the same universe because the only book I haven't got of hers is a team-up book with Spawn and Savage Dragon, and they want a fortune for it if you can find it.
Yeah,
I've only ever seen it twice, and it was just so much money. It was just bloody ridiculous. And I know she's not in it very much anyway. I think she's in about 4 or 5 bloody frames. So it's not. If it was
what issue is it? What's it called? That issue? Is it what?
I can't remember the number. It's a Spawn issue, but it's back in the early. It's back in the sort of the mid 100s, I believe. But I can't.
Right, yeah, I wouldn't have it.
Or it might be a little bit later. It might be in the. I mean, Spawn's on about issue 350 now, isn't it? So it may be in the mid 200s, but I don't know when.
Right. I wouldn't imagine that if they are in the same universe. I can't imagine that Spawn's timeline is changing, because he'd have to rewrite new characters all the time, and there wouldn't be any recurring characters. They would all died off by now or got really old.
Well, I mean, as I said, it's not something. It's always true. It's not something I've ever read, so I don't know. I mean, I did read a bit of Savage Dragon at one time, and as I said, I know they did age them. I didn't know he had died. I thought he was still in the background. The original.
I didn't know he died. I wonder if he ever found out his origin.
Yeah, as I said,
because all I remember, he woke up in a field covered in fire, didn't he? A burning field he woke up in.
It's not something I read, Grace. So I don't know.
I collected about the first 40 issues or something.
Oh yeah. No,
it was all right.
I popped into, but I did know that this business age. I mean, and the only reason I know that is because they've done some DC crossovers.
What, Savage Dragon?
Savage Dragon's crossed over. I think he's crossed over with. I think he's crossed over. I can't remember which ones it is now. Whether it's Batman or Superman or Green Lantern, I can't remember now.
I don't know if I've got them.
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
No, Spawn crossed over a few times. I can't remember Savage Dragon crossed over. I can't remember.
I'll let me look. But.
I know he crossed over with Martial Law once. Savage Dragon did.
I know. I've got a crossover of Savage Dragon, but I can't remember who it was now. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I can't remember if I got it. I've got Savage Dragon with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a couple of times.
Yeah.
Superman. Tempest Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Yeah, it's Superman. Also got Mars Attacks Savage Dragon as well. Yeah, it was a 4-issue miniseries of Mars Attacks Savage Dragon. Got that one.
Right.
Yeah, are you gonna bring Tempest on?
Yeah.
Superman Savage Dragon. It was done. It was called Metropolis. It was by Carl Kessel and John Bogdan.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bogdanove.
Yeah.
Bogdanove. Yeah. It was there, and I think that's the only real reason I know that they aged. But that was the original Savage Dragon, wasn't it? That wasn't the son.
Right.
Yeah, that is it. That and the Tops Mars Attacks is the only comics I've got with Savage Dragon in.
Who is the mum then of the current Savage Dragon?
No idea.
Because for a while he was having a relationship with a character can't remember what her name was now. But she was an ex-prostitute. She was a member of the Freak Force. She had electrical powers. I can't remember what her name was now.
No, I just said they're not characters I've ever really read, sort of thing. I've taken a lot of notice of at all. To be honest.
Yeah.
Really, because I think they are probably good stories because of the way they've done it. As like
They're pretty cool.
More like real life. I mean, right?
What I read of them was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never carried on with it though.
It's a bit too late to head into it now.
Right.
What have you been reading recently, Bill?
I've been. Well, let me show you. Hold on a second.
What have you been reading, Terry? Anything?
I've just been trying to catch up on all the new stuff because I've got so much of it. I've got a bloody great box full. Well, I've got a long box, over a long box full of new stuff I've read, and there's more new stuff going to be turning up Friday. Hi, Tempest. Yeah, Tempest, I'm surprised you haven't got those Fantastics and Terrifics. Mind you, you're not a Marvel person, are you?
I've got a handful of them.
Yeah. But
it's the I mean, I'll collect Marvel stuff if it's UK reprints.
Yeah, because I mean, I believe as well that I had them all sort of thing originally, so then I collected them to come out because I mean they weren't out for very long because they used to come out weekly. So it was only, I think it was 93, I think, in Fantastic, and 46, I think, in Terrific. And then when it finished, it combined into Fantastic.
Yeah.
But of the 93 issues, there were posters, not only as the back poster, but sometimes there was an insert, there was a poster on the inside as well. And that, again, was original art quite often. That was done by Marvel UK. So that's a bit...
so I'm opening this for the show.
So it's not what you've been reading then?
well, I'm about to read it. Let's put it that way. So, have you guys ever heard of the manga version of X-Men?
Oh God, no.
No, they did it in Japan, and let me find a really good. It actually looks pretty cool.
Oh dearie me!
I bet Tempest likes it more than you do.
I can't stand it, so he's bound to like it more than me.
Look at that! Look at that action, man! Come on!
That is hate at first sight.
Is that set backwards as well? Do you read it backwards?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
He's got firing out eye beams when he's being stabbed in the head with a spatula. I can't quite work out what's going on there.
Great
That ain't too bad, I suppose. But it ain't too good either.
It would have cost a fortune if it had been in colour, wouldn't it?
Right. 100%. I just love this stuff. I don't know why, but
different, I suppose. If you're a big X-Men fan,
I don't know why you have Gyric in there, but he's there.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't get used to reading backwards. That'd do my head in.
Yeah, and it is backwards. But I'll be damned. This has 500. This is 500 pages.
Right.
The only one I backwards was they brought out the Sherlock Holmes. You know when Cumberbatch played Sherlock Holmes on TV?
Yeah.
They did versions of those stories in manga. So he was reading them backwards. But the only
time I've seen manga is when you do Free Comic Book Day, and occasionally you get like a manga thing with it. And every time I get one of those, I can't make sense of it backwards or forward. It's like the storytelling's jolty or what. But I try reading it backwards, makes no sense. Try reading it forwards, makes no sense. So
I have got a Batman hardback as well. There was a very famous one of the very famous manga artists
about manga stuff.
They did that, and it was in hardback.
This is by far the most famous manga artist ever. He's not only considered the Japanese Stan Lee, he's also considered the Japanese Walt Disney because he also basically created anime. And can anyone tell me who it is?
Azuko Temuku.
You got it. You're close. Osamu Tezuka.
Now, only because his name was on that one you were showing us.
Oh, man, you suck.
Is it Bazooka Joe?
You, sir, suck. But yeah, no, that's funny, man.
Is it Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki?
Yeah, it was Honda, Suzuki. No, Toyota Kawasaki. I can't even say it straight. You're killing me, guys. You're killing me. You
Is
British
his wife's
guys
name
and your
Subaru?
fucking senses of humor. I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you.
Working.
You're killing me.
Say, Bill, when do you get time to read that? When you're working?
No, I don't really. No, when I'm working, I'm doing all sorts of other. I'm doing a lot of advertising. I'm doing a lot of other stuff. No, I look the ones that have like the sketches, like these do, like this is like one of his sketchbooks, and this stuff I look at when I'm drawing to try to stimulate the juices. But he was pretty. I mean, this is what basically became the Lion King. And it was first a Suzuka story called Kimba the White Lion. I don't know if he was ever in, if they ever
Disney
showed the
basically ripped it
series
off,
in Great
didn't they?
Britain. What's that?
Disney basically ripped it off, didn't they?
Oh, they totally did. But the Tezuka people were so they were so happy that they were utilizing something from him. They didn't sue or anything.
If you think about it, Disney have never done anything original since they started.
No,
it's fairy tale.
It's always an idea from somewhere else.
I will say this: the Pixar stuff is pretty original. I think for the most part.
But that wasn't Disney to begin with.
No. It was Steve Jobs actually from Apple. But the one of my favorites, and I can't think of the name now, but it's the one where it's in a world where like
one of your favorite what? One of your favorite animes? One of your favorite Disney?
One of my favorite Pixar's is the one where it's Chris Pratt and the Tom Holland as two teenage brothers, and they're like elves or something, but it's like a world where it's a current day our world, but it's all elves and monsters and stuff, and they all act like normal people. I can't think of the name of it, but it's fantastic. It's really good.
Is it recent?
Within the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
It's very good. I wish I could remember the name of it. It's like, it's not Journey, but it's something like that, like Sojourner. I wish I could remember the title of it. Does that ring a bell at all, Tempest?
He's looking it up.
Looking it up, hopefully.
Is it Onward?
Onward, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Onward. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, it's great. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen that one.
You would like it. It really fits your profile, I think. And I don't think they did many toys off of it either. It was one of the first ones that came out during COVID, so it came out straight on the Disney Plus.
I was going to look up on my shelves to see if they've got old videos, see what manga, anime ones I've got up there. But you can't really get up there. Look at it. You got all these boxes on top, and you can see them. Got loads of boxes for T-shirts that won't fit in the bloody cupboard anymore.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you must have Akira up there.
Must have a what up there?
You must have Akira up there.
No, I've never seen Akira. No, I started off with Yuwatsuka Doji, Legend of the Overfiend.
Yeah.
It was like 18 with like demon fucking tentacle cocks everywhere.
Yeah.
There's like, good entertaining stuff. And then I got Wicked City with this
spider right there.
As well.
I'm the Spider Woman with fangs in her fanny. That one. It's like, gosh. I like jaws in their boobs. Like, put them away.
Fist of the North Star, have you seen that?
Yes, I've got that one up there, Fist of the North Star.
And I liked this Tank Police as well. I thought that was quite good.
rough. There was a live action kind of what was it called? Tokyo something or other. Gore Police. Something Tokyo Gore Police. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
There's like a live action manga-esque.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, and then there's Meatball. What's the other one? Meatball Mania, is it?
Oh, I've not seen that one.
I've seen. Yeah,
I haven't seen that one either.
I've got one up there called 3x3 Eyes as well. 3x3 Eyes.
Because they used to be on Channel 4.
That was an interesting series. I actually liked 3x3.
They showed 3x3.
Yeah, it's long since I've seen that. I can't remember what it was about. Someone's got superpowers of some sort by demons or something. There was a demon boy, devil boy or devil man or something.
Devil man, yeah.
Devil man, and then they
made a show on Netflix today of that recently or something, or is it a new series or something? Devil
I
Man.
don't know. No, Devil Man versus Cyborg 009. But the funny thing is when they brought out a female version of Devil Man, what was the name of the character? Do you know, Tempest?
No, I'd assume it was Devil Woman, but
it was Devil Man Woman.
Devil Man Woman.
Devil Man Woman.
You know why they couldn't use Devil Woman?
Because
Cliff Richard threatened to sue. That's why.
What the fuck?
Cliff Richard would have been on them.
Is that not right, Bill?
What?
They couldn't use Devil Woman because Cliff Richard threatened to sue.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, who knows? Smart ass.
There's a bit of a niche pop knowledge one there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was Cliff Richard's Devil Woman, wasn't it?
That was good.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Did you say last week, Bill, that you were after an Impossibles annual?
Yeah.
Right, because I've got one on the way.
Do you really? Oh my God!
I might have found one.
Oh my God, dude! Whatever you want, I'll get you. If you want any toys or something, I'll find them for you.
We'll sort some out.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, man. I that's one of the hardest things to find. I've never seen one in person, but I've always
Impossibles, as in the Pixar film Impossibles.
No, that's Incredibles.
That was Incredibles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Impossibles were from 1966.
No cartoon.
They shared the TV series with Frankenstein Jr.
Yeah, and Frankenstein Jr. in it as well.
They
Never
were
heard of them.
They were a rock and roll group that turned into superheroes. Oh my gosh, is that real or is that a reprint?
No, it's a real one. That's a.
I
got this off of Darren. And I gave a little bit of TLC recently.
Are you just gonna show that every week?
Oh, it looks beautiful.
No. This is well, last week I was reading a load of old Spider-Man. So this week I've got some this is my reading pile. This is what I'm taking back to Lisa's to read while I'm there. So I've got a nice bunch
just
of
rubbing it in people's faces that you've got that one.
I've got it in the bag.
You never heard of those like Frankenstein Jr. You should remember them because they're the sort of like the inside adverts for cartoon things that you've done.
You could get loads of them in comics.
Those characters would have been on there. Especially Frankenstein Jr. I remember that. I don't think we ever saw those cartoons over here though, did we?
I don't remember seeing them.
Saturday morning American stuff, wasn't it?
I remember
I think there might have been a band called Dinosaur Jr. at one point, but I don't remember Frankenstein Jr.
No, a character called Frankenstein Jr.
I don't remember
Not a band.
I got these from Darren. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were showing. Great.
But yeah, they've but those the sort of like the centre pages advertise the Saturday cartoons for America, and I'm sure you've done that on your channel before.
Oh yeah.
Done voiceovers for it.
Oh, right.
And those
Dinosaur Jr. Frankenstein Jr.
Yeah.
I might have done a Frankenstein with Frankenstein. I don't remember now. Hi, Paolo's here. I didn't see Paolo. Hi, Paolo.
So this
is my reading pile for next week. Right, managed to get number one on the Super Friends at last. I got a few more to go to finish this run.
Is that number one? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, cost me a few bob. Can't remember what I paid for it now, but anyway, it's done now. It's in the collection. That's all that matters.
Oh, those are great.
I think I've got about half that series.
You got half of the series?
Yeah.
I've got the really
to
hard.
picking the rest of at some point.
I've got a lot of the hard ones to find. Tempest, the later issues.
So I got parts 1 and 2 of Jason's Quest. The only thing is I've read part 3 already, so that's a bit annoying. But I'd have read them in order. But there you go. That's life. I did the advert for this on my channel. It's quite a cool advert as well. The Jason's Quest advert. Nice weird war tale.
What issue?
Himmel.
That's a Kaluta cover.
They're definitely saying Himmel. It's ein Devil or something like that on that cover.
Sold his soul, did he?
See you next week, Carl.
See you, Kyle. Bye, Kyle.
Okay.
Is Weird War the comic with that has the most skulls on the cover?
And the most people going, ah. So it's all slack jaws on this cover.
Yeah, I think that may be a Wrightson cover. I'm not sure.
And there's a nice Beyond the Unknown.
That's a Neil
Stories
cover,
to stagger the imagination from beyond the unknown.
Consider your imagination staggered.
Turtle Men of Space. It's the comic you never knew you needed. There you go. Giant footprint. I'm gonna do a giant footprint theme at some point.
What could have caused that giant footprint?
Yeah. They never know what the giant footprint is, but always a giant standing behind them, and as they haven't noticed him sneaking up, there's a giant ninja.
Cover, isn't there? There's a World's Finest cover where they're standing in a footprint, isn't there?
Yeah, there's loads of them. We did puppets once on Cover Slingers, and I thought I had a what do you call it? I thought I had a facsimile of this, but I didn't. I had the facsimile of the one with the yellow plane on it from the showcase. So that was annoying. Oh well. Did you bought anything new this week, Tempest? No more auctions.
I have got some more auction stuff coming. I've got to show. I've pulled some things out to show Bill, but he's wandered off.
He does that a lot. He is a wanderer. He's the kind of man who'll never settle down.
Yeah.
He's a wanderer. Oh, a wanderer. He wanders round and round and round and round and round. Here he is. He's back again.
I'm the kind of guy who likes to roam around.
That's it. Timbers has got some bits to show you, I believe.
I managed to find these again the other day. Oh, where'd those come from? Those are awesome. They look like the TV series, like the anime. Oh, wow!
The cartoon series.
Oh, Jet Jaguar. Yeah, it's from Godzilla versus Megalon. Oh, Megalon. But these are Micromen figures. What? Micromen. Oh my! So you have to put the outer casing on the actual. So I just want to say something right now, but Tempest knows my weak spots. And he's totally patronizing me right now, and I'm okay with it. I love this. You know, that was like the third Godzilla movie I saw first in the theater. It's the actual figures. They are unfortunately awesome. They are like really awkward. Like once you've got them on, don't do anything with them, otherwise they'll start pop. Like an arm will pop off, and when you try to get the arm on, the foot will pop off. So annoying, but that Godzilla still looks. I have the Batman and Batgirl combo that they did a few years ago. Some Micromen, some UK.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Is that British? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, those are great. Oh,
that'd be good for cover slingers this week.
Okay, so those are actually the quality version, not the DC version.
No,
that's DC. That's DC. Is that Catman?
Yeah,
They're
That's weird.
also these are Strato ones.
They're black and white reprints, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they're great covers.
Yeah.
That's a DC cover.
I do like a Black Hawk story. They're dark as a brush.
I love that. That's a really cool cover. Oh, Mr. District Attorney. That's cool.
Is Justice Traps are guilty?
Guilty! What does that remind you of, guys? Superman 1? Guilty! Guilty! Guilty!
Oh,
I love that.
Race to the Moon, is that? Or for the moon?
What's weird is none of those are the American covers. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like those, man. So
we got stacks of those.
Let me show you these real quick. So these are British comics from the 60s. I got these, of course, from Darren also. But they featured one of the first appearances of Space Ghost. Let me show you. I guess it's this one.
Yeah, that's another cartoon I never remember seeing. I remember seeing like a 90s.
So this is interesting. The earlier version of Space Ghost, they were all called, it was called Space Ghosts, and Jan, and Jace were all Space Ghosts, and they were all green-skinned people from another planet. And then they changed it right before they did the pilot. This is one of the few times, and they didn't do this in American comics, only in British comics, that they did the original version. It's really interesting. Isn't that weird to see them with green skin?
Mm.
It's really cool. But you guys did a lot of things in real time. Let me show you the Impossibles real quick.
I mean, most of the time we couldn't get the colours right anyway.
So. Artwork.
Yeah.
The artwork is beyond bad.
But it does look like the cartoon, though, doesn't it?
Right. And
I remember those at all.
And then this one has a better one. Let me find it real quick. I absolutely love these comics. That's Multi-Man.
Yeah.
And then Marvel, of course, ripped them off. But with Jamie Madrox.
The Harlem Globetrotters did a version as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they had the Super Globetrotters.
Super Globetrotters, yeah.
Yeah, and instead of Coil Man, they had Spaghetti Man.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Impossibles were way better. They really were, but Hanna-Barbera was so stupid they would even rip off themselves. For other cartoons, it is freaking stupid. Don't even get me started.
Oh, why not?
The Space Ghost.
I know. We got them at our disposal. Let's use them.
So, Bill, the Space Ghost you just showed there. There's a new series of Space Ghost out at the moment.
Dynamite Comics.
Yeah, Dynamite are doing.
Yeah, they're also doing.
After about 4 issues, I got so pissed off with the kids that are in it.
Yeah, I know. And the fucking monkey. They don't
have the monkey in. They didn't have the monkey in there, but they
Blip. I mean,
the two kids that come over as though they're some kind of, superhuman, and they're not at all, sort of thing. As though they're better than he is, sort of thing, and he's got the superpowers. And I thought, this is stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid.
The annoying thing is, the writer of it was on one of Peter's Triple G shows, and he came over, such a nice guy. He was talking about this new series he was doing. And I thought, I'll try it. I mean, I've heard of Space Ghost before, but I've never read any.
Right.
But say after 3-4 issues, I thought, no, I'm sorry, this isn't for me. They reckon it'll run at least 12 issues. But
so they're
DC resurrected him a while back as well, didn't they?
They're also going to do Birdman. They're going to do all the superheroes, from what I understand. They're going to do Birdman. They're going to do trying to think, Frankenstein Jr. Maybe. I can't remember, but yeah, Herculoids. They're doing Herculoids is already out.
Yeah, Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Well, okay, that's another one of them cover buys, because the covers are really nice, but they reckon the story's shit.
I know. That's bait and switch to me. It's like you're gonna love this, and then you open it up, and it's like an Alex Ross cover or something like that, and you open it up, and it's like Joe Staton art or something. I mean, it's just it. I'm being facetious because Joe has nothing to do with it, but it's like it's nowhere near the quality of the cover art, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves of comics today. In comics all time.
I mean, I know that Peter and Triple G. I mean, I it's not something I've ever watched, or I think I was too old at the time. I think, but the Thundercats, and one of the characters there, they in the actual comic, they've given him a moustache, but he didn't have one, and it really pissed me off.
Covered in fur to trouble.
That is fucking stupid. Pardon me again for being French here, folks. That's fucking stupid. Why on earth do you want to?
It wouldn't be so bad, but it's the female character that give them a moustache to.
I know. God,
that wouldn't surprise me.
I love Chitara, but now it's Chistache. Chistachio. That was really hard to get out, guys. That was really hard to get out.
I bet it must be one of the young kids. Is it Wiley Kit? Trying to act all mature.
Yeah. Here, let me show the other two things I've got. This I haven't watched yet either. This is Dororo, which they brought back recently. He was a major Tezuka character, and they have a new animated series based on him. But this is the omnibus. It's kind of small, but that's what they do in Japan. And then this is. Have you ever heard of Phoenix?
Heard of what?
Phoenix. It was a major Japanese series in the 60s. It's also
Phoenix?
Tezuka. Yeah.
No.
It's pretty cool.
No, I don't watch any Japanese stuff, really.
Well, this is like the early days, too. These were TV series in the late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
So
that's Space Ghost, as far as I can remember, never really came over in the UK, not seriously. But I think in the 90s, they like the adult version of Space Ghost, where they took the old cartoons
where
and
he was a
revoiced
talk show host. Where he was a talk show host. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't
know what that was all about. We weren't familiar with the character from previously.
Not at all.
So it didn't really make much sense to me. I never heard of him. Bring back Bagpuss. That's what I say. So there's some quality programming.
But that's the funny thing about a lot of these cartoons, isn't it? Especially when you watch them in the youth, and you think, they went on forever and ever, and then you find out it had one season, and there was 20 episodes, and you must have watched that same 20 episodes 20 times, but didn't realise you was doing it.
Yeah, like them classic Bagpuss and Mr. Ben, they only had like less than 20 issues each, I think.
Well, I think things like that. I mean, the kids' Magic Roundabout, that didn't have that many episodes.
No,
I think, they might have had about 30, if that. So it was
I vaguely remember making a Dougal in school, washing up liquid, wool, glue. Have at it.
Yeah. But no, it's just funny.
Did you ever read the 2000 AD with Mr. Ben? There was a one-off story of Mr. Ben going to Mega City 1.
Oh, yeah. Well, in 2000 AD?
Yeah, it was like, I think it was a summer special or a sci-fi special.
Yeah,
it was pretty bleak.
I've got memories of that, yeah. I think I did read that.
Poor Mr. Ben got shot for being a judge impersonator. He got executed.
Yeah, I've got memories of that. Yeah, I'd read 2000 AD up to about issue 700, I think. I had there, and I stopped. Mainly stopped because I had no room for the bloody thing. Because only the American books I had and all the other stuff that I collected.
Yeah.
I just had no room for it all, and so I stopped.
I think he went downhill majorly. Like I think it was in the 90s at some point. I remember, I was just like, these stories are crap. The art, I can't make out what's going on.
Yeah. I remember looking at a Nemesis the Warlock story, and it's like you just couldn't tell what the hell was going on.
Yeah. No, I mean,
was it Kev O'Neill or was it a later person?
I think it must have been a later.
Road Trooper was one of my favourites.
Yeah, that's a good story.
And was it Stronium Dog?
Yeah.
Stronium Dog.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think I preferred them to Judge Dredd. Because, so with Judge Dredd, I mean, when it was Bolland art or the original artist, was it?
McMahon?
The original.
Or
Italian name.
Ascara.
Yeah.
Carlos Ascara.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. When him and Bolland, when that dropped off, they didn't seem to have an idea, and it was like a lot of black smudge, wasn't it? I think that's what put me off mostly. So I think
sometimes. Yeah, Ron Smith was decent. Ron Smith was a good artist.
Yeah.
On Dredd.
I kicked into touch then, but then they didn't. It wasn't in every episode. It wasn't in every book anyway, was it? Sort of thing. You know, they dropped it every now and again, and they moved it around. I thought the most popular character, and I keep sobbing about it. So it doesn't make any sense, you know. So that, but no, I say Stronium Dog and Road Trooper, I think, were my two favourites.
There was some pretty good stuff in those stories.
Yeah, there was
some of the stories that didn't go for
Road Trooper American comic, weren't they? I collected that while it was out, but that only ran a few issues. That was pretty good, but that ended on a cliffhanger because it got cancelled. So you never know.
You say Rogue Trooper American comic? Did you say?
Yeah, like they did with Judge Dredd. No, Judge
I didn't
Dredd.
know Rogue Trooper had an American. I've got the Judge Dredd from DC, Judge Dredd and the Judge Dredd books of the law. I've got both of those. They were all right. They weren't too bad. But I didn't know there was a Rogue Trooper
I can't remember
comic.
I can't remember whether it was Image or Dark Horse. I can't remember who did it. Well, it didn't run any issues. It might have been 5 or 6, but I know but it was obviously didn't sell. And it ended on the, well, it didn't end. It had a cliffhanger kind of sort of ending. And then
2000 AD had a lot of good stories that weren't like ongoing as well. That only ran for like 20 issues, like for Mean Arena and stuff like that. And
I like Mean Arena. Harry 20, that was a good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, Harry 20 was a good one. Yeah.
That's the first bit of manga I bought.
Okay.
And I can't possibly describe any of the things that are in this
Monster
book.
Men Burrito, is that?
Yeah.
Burrito Lullaby.
And I take it your feelings are hiding. I take it you're
not for children. That's all I'll say.
All right, yeah, they have a wide range of comic books that are available in Japan, don't they?
Yeah, and none of them are on the top shelf because they're too short.
Oh dear.
No, but that's the thing that's where it's all. This was always amazes me with all this business with how Victorian we still are in this country. It just makes me wonder. I mean, it's like all this business on about toilets and things like that, about the men and the women and all that sort of going on at the moment. But I mean, let's just go over to Europe. Europe has been donkey's years has been bloody unisex as far as the toilets and everything else are concerned. They haven't got a problem with any of it. And yet in this country, it's I just don't understand it. So say the Victorian attitude they've still got, and I swear they're blind they haven't. They wouldn't even know what it was, but they have. Because of, I mean, I remember when it was a holiday in Spain or in France or something like that, and they've got no worry about these things at all because it's natural. And
agreed.
They just get on with it. They just get on with it. And I think if you make it all prim and proper there, and you keep something hidden that shouldn't necessarily be hidden, then that's what makes a crime out of it.
Agreed.
So no, it just seems weird to me how they do it. But,
so I'm curious what you guys thought. If you saw it, I'm curious what you guys thought about this week's Doctor Who.
I'll be
with the cartoons.
Yeah, it was great.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Interesting.
Supposedly, they're going to take a hiatus after this season, which, kind of makes me sad because I think a lot of people have a problem with there being a black gay Doctor Who, which, I mean, who fucking cares?
But no, Bill, to be perfectly honest, I think there's a lot of it to do with the fact that the bleeding stories are so cack. I mean, that's the thing. They're so cack. They're so bad. So
the stories?
There's no fun in them at all now.
No. You're right. Now, this cartoon one was pretty good, though. Did you see it, Tempest?
I haven't watched it, unfortunately.
It's pretty good.
Of it all is what you just said. He's black and he's gay and he's a cross-dresser or whatever the case may be.
Well, he's Scottish, so wearing a kilt is not exactly wearing a skirt. That's the bigger problem. But yeah. Huh?
That's the bigger problem.
Is him being Scottish?
Scottish, yeah.
Yeah, fucking Scots. Yeah.
Sorry,
Cootie. We love
I
you,
always,
Cootie.
I always say what I always say about it. I don't want fucking Doctor Who to be interested in sex whatsoever. Not with fucking human beings, because we're a different species to him. I like Doctor Who to be completely fucking not even talking about sex or relationships. Like when I was a kid, like he'd walk around and he'd fucking find aliens and he'd solve problems with aliens. It wasn't fucking trying to get in people's fucking underwear. It's like I don't need to see that shit.
Like Tom Baker.
I don't want to see it. You know, I want him to be like completely.
Tom Baker married Leela right after that. That's so funny.
Yeah,
to me.
That's real life. That's not talking about in real life. People could do real life things in real life, but in a TV show for like, you know, I'd like it to just be like it was when I was a kid. I don't like I don't think the even that shit with Rose, it's like, oh, fucking stop mooning over that stupid bird and get and fucking fight some aliens for God's sake. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in like even like any fucking program really. Romance, like I don't just get in the way of the bloody story. Get on with the story. I don't want to see unless it's a romantic film. Then fair enough, that's what it's about. But I just find it annoying, especially the
David Tennant era. You know, that was the beginning of all that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
that,
I wasn't keen on it then. I wasn't keen on it. I don't think Doctor should be.
There wasn't any of that. It's all like arm's length.
Well, you know, the classic. I think the classic Doctor Who is the best Doctor Who, and I hate to say that because I know I seem like an old man, but I liked it. That. I liked the first. Style. The first 4 Doctors were amazing. Wasn't crazy about the 5th Doctor. I'm one of the few people. I'm one of the few people who loved. I loved the 6th Doctor and Colin Baker. I loved him. A lot of people.
I don't know much about Colin Baker, to be honest. I don't know much about him.
He was the shortest one, wasn't he? Of all.
No.
Of the older ones.
Well, I think. I think the 5th Doctor may have been the shortest. I'm not positive. But I know Sylvester McCoy was great. I liked him. I liked him when they were quirkier. My favorite Doctor is number 2. My second favorite is number 4. Third favorite is number 3. Fourth favorite is number 1, and then the rest. You know, but I really did like Sylvester McCoy a lot, and I thought he was a really great Doctor.
Yeah,
that's another thing when you hear these people talking about it and everything else. They keep calling him Doctor Who. It's not his bloody name. It's the Doctor.
I know. The only time he was Doctor Who was when they would throw in someone questioning Doctor Who, and then they'd go whoo, na na na. You know, it was great. They'd always say it at the end of the episode too. Who was that? It was the Doctor. Doctor Who? I love that shit.
Quirky. They were all quirky. They all had their idiosyncrasies.
And now they're quirky, but they're beyond quirky. They've gone too far.
The thing is, the writer, you know, old
Davies.
It was he's gay. Everything he writes about is not something being gay.
I'm kidding. I knew that.
But he's bashing you. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, push it. And you know what? Here's what's funny.
Bashing you over the bleed head with it all the time.
I am pro everybody. I'm not negative. But if you don't think he's pushing an agenda, you're not watching it. No. I mean, seriously. And that's okay. I mean, I say this as a straight old man, but I'm serious. It's like you don't
very
have to hit us over the head with it every fucking week.
Yeah. Even the first monster in the week 1 was an incel.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I know. Which I have to say though, I loved that episode. That was a great episode because he I don't know why, but I hate incels and I love them being the villains. So
I don't mind watching it. I don't go out of my way. Lisa was saying we can put Doctor Who on. Oh yeah, well I like kind of enjoy some of it, but some of it like makes my teeth like on edge a bit. You know what I mean? When he's prancing around kissing the TARDIS and shit like that. Oh fuck off! I don't like this crazy. I like my doctors to be sensible and like staid and like a little bit crazy, but not.
It's just gone beyond the
fucking
joke.
dancing every fucking week.
Because that
I'm gonna have to start watching it. I think
the front part of it all.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the story.
right.
The story is going to do that because he wants to write about gay people, and everything he's written. I mean, some of it's been very very good.
And he should do another series of Queer as Folk and like get it out of his system and like just go right about sci-fi for Doctor Who.
Queer as the Doctor. Yeah.
He can't get it out of his system because he thinks it's something that he thinks it's something that's great, but
I just don't want sexuality to be mentioned in Doctor Who.
There's nothing bad about it either. There's nothing great about it.
100%.
I don't mind the followers having like romances between them. That's fair enough. But the Doctor should just be he's an alien. He's not into all that shit. He's lived for so long. It doesn't mean anything to him. I don't know. That's what I always pictured as a kid.
The problem, Gray, is that they changed all that, haven't they? Because before he could only regenerate 12 times.
Yeah, that's it.
They've done a story where none of that really applies anymore because he's been the Doctor for 5,000 years, and he's been 100 different Doctors.
I
mean, he started off as a black woman.
Yeah, they made her the first Doctor, didn't they?
Huh?
They retconned her to be the first.
Yeah,
Doctor.
that's right.
Is she the first now?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they've done.
The one who appeared a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, because
that's ridiculous. The first one is definitely Hartnell. Come on,
not anymore, Bill. Now they've retconned it. I mean, there was 100 bloody Doctors before Hartnell was a Doctor.
You know what I have to say about that? No words.
But that's the thing. You're saying, Bill, you enjoyed this episode, and you enjoyed this episode, but I'm
not anti anybody, but why do you have to pull this shit when we're? I mean, what?
Because everything from the past is bad. So it has to be made right now.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah, I think what it is. Every writer of every franchise wants to stamp their bloody mark onto it. So they always look at every character you look at. They always want to change something.
They always wind up going way too fucking far.
But they wrote themselves into a corner by saying he could only be regenerated 12 or 13 times, whatever it was. They was hoping that actors would play the part for 4 or 5 years, so they get 4 or 5 years. But Christopher Eccleston fucked that up straight away because he only did it for a year. So they have to find somebody that might do it for a few years. And thankfully, David Tennant did it for a few more years, so they didn't have to do that storyline. But then you got these ones that are only doing it for a year or 2 years, sort of thing, possibly. And so therefore, they've run out of Doctors. Oh, how can we change this?
Yeah.
The easiest way of changing it would have just been they got it wrong, sort of thing, as far as the regeneration was concerned. They didn't have to revamp the whole of the Doctor's storyline that's been going on for 40, 50 years. I mean, majority of this arsehole that writes it now, he wasn't even born when the bloody thing started. So what right has he got of changing it to that extent? And I'm amazed they allowed him to do it. And the only reason they did it because Disney was giving them the money to do it. I mean, I think Disney have turned their backs on them now.
Use some imagination.
Yeah.
Let the Doctor die and have a completely different character take over.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a completely different Time Lord.
Yeah. Is that the Time Lords are all dead now?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like the time. Yeah, that was it. But that was revamped, wasn't it? That didn't happen, did it? As far as I know.
I still can't get over the fact that they bloody well played a game of catch to bloody well save the whole multiverse.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous, but
it's like, surely they must have had a game they could have come up with two. There would have been an advantage of being 2 against 1, something where you couldn't possibly lose, like a game where, but Anyway,
there wasn't any imagination. That's what I'm saying. The stories are cack. You know, they're just. It's pushing an agenda that nobody's really interested in.
I will say this. I really did like this last week's episode, and if you get a chance to see
it's got some good bits in it. I think you're off. I like some of every episode, and some things in every episode annoy me a bit.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I said it the other time before. When it originally was, when the Doctor was originally the Doctor Who series was original, it was getting like 5, 6, 7 million viewers on the BBC when there was 2 or 3 channels.
Yeah.
Now we got 5,000 channels.
Yeah.
7 billion people can watch it.
But they don't.
And there's 2 million of watching it.
Yeah, you think with it being on Disney Plus, the numbers should go up, shouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about the best part of 7 billion could actually watch it.
I found it was the Christmas episode where they had little tiny elves on it flying in a ship above the. Well, that was daft.
Well, that's.
And also, every now and again, he comes up with a new bloody device. Like he suddenly got gloves, friction gloves, or something like that, which just enabled him to. What's that? He just sort of pulled it out of his ass, kind of thing. Never heard of them before ever. And now suddenly they're a thing, and they've disappeared again. You don't hear about them again. He suddenly pulled them out when he needed them.
That episode was the nail in the coffin, and they've gradually been knocking more and more nails in it now. Because you said that had something like 4.9 million, which was the least anybody had ever watched a Christmas episode of Doctor Who. And it got that. And the viewing figures now, this last episode, the one that Bill's saying, that was right, 1.9 million. And as I said, you got 7 billion people could watch it, and 1.9 million. And that when it was on British TV, where nobody in the world was watching it, other than us, other than the British was watching it on the British television, there was 7, 5, 6, 7, 8 million people watching it, and that was a population of 40 million people in the country at the time. And with all right, we only had 3 channels, 2 or 3 channels at the time, but 2. I mean, actually, no. Actually, there was 2 channels because you had. BBC Two came around in 1964. What was it? BBC Two, it was 1964. Yeah, sorry, yeah, that's right. BBC Two was 1964. Channel 4 wasn't until 1982. 4 channels in by 1982. And by that time, Doctor Who finished, I think.
Yeah, obviously, watching it as a kid, it's like you find it scary. Like it's got an air of menace. When you were kids, got an air of menace. But I don't know. I'm not even sure they're trying to make it have any air of menace nowadays. Apart from the statues where you got to close your eyes and if your eyes, those are quite scary.
I liked a lot of the David Tennant episodes because they were written well. I got pissed off with Capaldi. I think he's an okay actor, but not in that.
You couldn't get around hearing him swear all the time.
Well, no, I could hear him saying the C word in my head while I was watching it, and it just
cut in silence again. It's like cut in Cybermen.
Oh, Paula, yeah.
Death in Paradise is a good show.
Okay.
Death in Paradise, at least
that's
like
another
that.
thing. That's another thing that they keep having a go at. It's sort of in on there because they change, but it's ever since it started, it's been changing. The detective changes every 2 or 3 years. So and they also don't like him. And by the time he gets to the end of the season, he was good.
Army at War. Okay, that's
231. This is
our Army at War.
Sergeant
Our
Rock.
Army at War, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good art, that.
Isn't it great? I know. I absolutely love it. I love owning original art. I don't like buying it, but I like owning it. Just because.
What did you think of the dancing elves on the Christmas episode? That fly in a ship above in the sky.
I'm trying to remember the Christmas episode now.
I think that was a Christmas episode, wasn't it? The elves on a flying ship kidnapping children to eat them.
First Christmas episode.
Yeah, because I remember switching that on.
I'm sure I saw it, but I can't. It doesn't. It's not. Were they evil or something?
It was the
He
first
climbed up into that ship, didn't he? And this elf went, and I thought,
I think if they're eeting babies, they're pretty
wasn't that
evil.
else on?
Oh, that
first episode.
the first real episode of the new Doctor where it was the space babies. That was stupid. That was fucking stupid. Pardon my French, folks. Again, but
didn't they have a sing along as well? The elves up on the ship.
Yeah.
They did a little dance number, didn't they?
Yeah, music. And then, he changed it all. He changed it all back. The end of the episode was he changed it all back. I think that's the only episode that I've actually watched of it. And I thought, well, if this is what it's going to be like, I can't be bothered.
No, I have to agree.
I think it's cool that the fifth Doctor was married to Trillian from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mm.
Yeah, who is and the daughter, their daughter is married to
that's right,
Tennant,
isn't it?
Tennant.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? If that's not incestuous, I don't know what is. I married my father, the Doctor. What? You know, that sounds like Arkansas shit here in the States.
Went back in time and married his own mum. That's what you got to avoid.
That's right.
If you accidentally knock up your own granny, you're really in trouble.
Yes, I did the nasty with my grandma and the pasty.
If you go back in time and knock up your own granny, you're probably in the Japanese manga.
Yeah, and then the tentacles come out. You know.
Yeah.
Cue the hentai tentacles.
Yeah. I am the Chojin.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the.
That's more like
Back to the Future too.
Gives a whole new meaning to Pokemon, but poke your mom. But
yeah, Pokemon. Yeah, shocking. Oh dear. Anyone got anything before we wrap it up?
I think so.
Purple Haze.
Purple Haze.
I just always bring that up. I don't. Hey. So Tempest, you got any new toys?
I haven't got anything new. I'll just show you this one that the other day I've deshelved it because I was going to have a go at selling it at the next toy fair.
Oh, that's a good one.
It looks like He-Man and Ram-Man had babies.
It's supposed to be.
What's going to be He-Man? What's it called?
That's Kang and his like bio robot body.
Is that from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
It's a Japanese line.
Oh, that's Japanese?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks great. Looks just like the comics.
Yeah, I think I've seen that on a TV show in passing. Right, I'm tired, so ready buys for me.
Yeah.
No worries.
Nice chatting, chaps.
Thanks.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Talk
Bye,
to you
guys.
soon.
Have a great week.
Cheerio.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.